expansion. That actually helps a little bit with this, right? But also the fact that the committee's going to tell championship games are meaningful and the outcomes are meaningful as part of your resume, and they honestly should be. And I think if we're being real with ourselves, Bama has not looked like the Bama teams that you played for under Nick Saban. They don't run the football well. They can't stop the run very well. They're incredibly inconsistent. Bear talked about the resume to start and finish the season. The way they bookended this, I don't think they're a playoff team. To your point, I think Notre Dame and Miami are both better teams at this point in the season, are much more deserving of getting in. And I love Bear's idea. Let's just run it back. Have them go down to Miami for that first weekend game. Let's run this game back. We'll see who's better. Yep. My money's on the Irish.
The two best-case scenarios that could have happened for Notre Dame and Miami today happened. Both teams get dominated.
You know what they call that? The luck of the Irish.
A luck of the Irish. I don't think Alabama deserves it. You're talking about the best teams right now playing their best football. Notre Dame and Miami should be in over the Tide.
With that being said, roll damn Tide.
There you go. That word you just heard, Ohio State took to the field. Remember, we woke up this morning with the real reality. 0 teams from the ACC could be in the playoffs. All of a sudden, could be back up to 2. Listen, there are home run hires, and then there's Indiana hiring Curt Cignetti. In 2 years on the job, he's ready to lead this program back to another playoff appearance and possibly a Big Ten title tonight.
Indiana is 12-0, one of the greatest seasons in the history of the program.
And the Hoosiers are on their way to Indianapolis.
I was in the office, one day in the summer. I just wrote down that this year is going to be a special one. I just had that feeling.
The Hoosiers knock off the Oregon Ducks. It's out! Touchdown! Wow! Unbelievable!
He's a winner. He's been winning everywhere, and then he demands excellence every single day.
Whether you want to hear it, whether it's good or bad, he's gonna be honest with you. He's gonna shoot you straight.
I'm gonna tell you how it is as I see it, and I'm gonna say it to you in as few words as possible so the message hits home.
Purdue sucks, but so does Michigan and Ohio State. Go IU!
We know that we're little Indiana compared to everybody, but it's just a chip on our shoulder that we have.
We're all kind of a bunch of misfits coming together in order to have one cause, which is to win football games.
We have a special opportunity to do something really historic.
Very confident. I believe in our team. I want us to go in there prepared and play with poise and play our game and play it well.
Live shot of the 2 head coaches right now. Let me tell you, somewhere, some young, ambitious GA coach is crafting a thesis right now on how Coach Cignetti made this happen in such a brief window.
Yeah, guys, in my lifetime, I think this is not even close to the greatest coaching job that I've witnessed. And you think about, this is unprecedented. He's had his 2 coordinators, Mike Shanahan and Bryant Haynes, together for 9 years. Not only 9 years, 4 jobs. They started at an IUP, Indiana University, Pennsylvania, in case you don't know what that is. Elon. James Madison, and now the #2 team in the land. They're 23-2 over the last 2 years. Again, at the beginning of the show, I said I've coached against Indiana. This blows my mind. And this is not the Indiana of old. It's an excellent coaching staff. But Brady, they have really, really good players.
Coming up next, we're going to hear from the man you just talked about, Indiana's main man, Jenny Taft. Also with Fernando Mendoza, as he talks ahead of the biggest game of his college football career. Plus, Tom Rinaldi caught up with Ryan Day after he finally broke that 4-game losing streak to Michigan last Saturday. So what do Day and the Buckeyes have in store next? 298 tackles over the last 3 seasons for that man. First team all Big Ten linebacker Aiden Fisher. Julian Sayin trying to become the first Buckeye QB to win his first 13 starts since Justin Fields. 39 minutes till kickoff here in Indy.
Every college football Saturday to turn wins into bigger wins. So how do we spread the word?
I got it. We boost our bus with massive rockets.
Love it.
And fly to tailgates everywhere from Nebraska to Michigan.
Yes. Letting fans know they can boost any Saturday matchup.
Nice.
Do we know any rocket scientists?
My cousin's good at math.
What's his number?
Get a profit boost every college football Saturday with FanDuel.
Well, at least I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds. Hook 'em.
This or that.
Here they come, yo. Here they come.
can Venmo this, or you can Venmo that. You can Venmo this, or you can Venmo that. You can Venmo this, or you can Venmo that. I think you Venmo this, y'all. Swears that. Yo, liftily. Yo, we can make it into me. What we are, cause what we be the epitome, do, da, dippity. You can Venmo this, or you can Venmo that. I think you Venmo this, y'all.
Get your Venmo debit card today with free Perplexity Pro.
Fox Primetime Hoops. Your Saturday night starts here. Third-ranked Michigan and rising star Yaxel Lendeborg are making their move in the Big Ten.
Hello!
But young gun Miles Rice has eyes on taking Maryland all the way.
Another star performance!
Two programs looking to make a statement under the bright lights. Michigan versus Maryland. Next Saturday, 8 Eastern on Fox Primetime Hoops.
Tonight, Indianapolis hosts the last two remaining unbeatens in college football and the top two ranked teams. It's Buckeyes and Hoosiers in Indy.
Ohio State, Indiana, 1 and 2.
No shortage of star power in this showdown.
Touchdown, Jeremiah Smith. Wow!
Saying shoots out with Carnell Tate. He's got it to the 5 and into the end zone.
Elijah Surratt makes the grab. And that's a bad man right there.
A tremendous play by Omar Cooper. Huge play from their quarterback, Fernando Mendoza.
This game is going to be a phenomenal game.
He is the best receiver in the Big Ten, maybe the nation. Jeremiah Smith, the leader of the Buckeyes' elite wide receiver room. Fernando Mendoza, the current favorite to win the Heisman Trophy. The best ever finish in that race by a Hoosier. Anthony Thompson finished second back in 1989. Ryan Day getting set for his third Big Ten championship game appearance. He is a perfect 2-0 thus far with wins in 2019 and 2020. Delivery to kickoff sponsored by Wendy's. Get your Wendy's faves delivered for game day. We welcome you back inside Lucas Oil Stadium, and we welcome back Jenny Taft, who's been on Hoosier duty with Mendoza and company all week. Hi, Jenny.
Hey, Rob. Well, what a story for Fernando Mendoza. As we know, coming out of high school, he was largely overlooked, ranked 134th in his class among other quarterbacks. And fast forward to 2025, you guys just said it, the Heisman favorite. And earlier this week, I had a chance to sit down with the QB and learn about his journey and why Indiana has been the perfect fit.
Indiana, what a season it's been, and one reason they're playing well is their quarterback, Fernando Mendoza.
He's the perfect guy to operate this offense.
Well, Fernando, we're here. It's Big Ten championship time. When you think about that, how proud are you of this group?
Yeah, I think a big part of our team is never be complacent and always focus 1 week at a time. So really take a step back and see, wow, we're in the Big Ten championship for the first time in IU history. It's really special to all of us.
So this journey to get here, you were at Cal. What did Cignetti sell you on to come to Indiana?
He sold me that I'd be the best Fernando Mendoza that I can become. My goals and my aspirations were to be in the NFL. A lot of the NFL scouts said, hey, Fernando, you're pretty raw. You still have a long way to go. And at that point, I wanted to take a risk and make sure that I would leave nothing on the table. I knew that if I were to be here, I would develop and become the best quarterback that I could become this season.
Mendoza has been one of the best players in college football. That's why he's in the running right now for the Heisman Trophy.
Did you dream about winning the Heisman as a young Fernando?
Honestly, as a young Fernando, I dreamed about starting a college football game. Although the Heisman's a great honor, I would rather win a national championship any day of the week.
Fernando Mendoza, a touchdown here. He may be able to put the trophy in his back pocket.
I was so fortunate to be there for that game-winning drive against Penn State. Take me through the moment.
I think we all had conviction in the huddle that if we got the ball one more time, we were going to make it happen.
Mendoza in trouble!
Touchdown! Wow!
Our receiver, Omar Cooper Jr., ran a fantastic route. And at that point, it was just my job to put it up there. I think that win really spoke to the brotherhood that we have in the locker room.
The Hoosiers
Tigers are on their way to Indianapolis.
Ohio State, Indiana, both undefeated.
For Indiana to beat Ohio State, what will it take?
To be in the ring, in the heavyweight title, they'll take everything. What a great opportunity for a bunch of misfits who weren't supposed to be here in the first place. Everyone counted out, and then now having a chance to win the Big Ten championship.
He has been so much fun to watch all season long. His coach admitted this week that last year when Indiana took on Ohio State in Columbus, they probably weren't ready for the moment, saying it was too big for them. Why does it feel different for Indiana this year, Matty?
Well, because they have one of the best wins in college football going on the road against Oregon. Because you go back to last year and we all said, this can't be for real. This team's not that good. They got beat down by Ohio State. They got to the playoff. They got beat down by Notre Dame. Well, this year is different. They went on the road against Oregon and beat one of the best teams in the country, a team that we all believe has a real shot to win a national championship. To me, that erased the whole narrative around this program. I know the schedule outside of that hasn't been great, but they've been so good this year. And this game tonight, guys, Ohio State, he talked about it, the heavyweight champ. This is Ohio State. If they beat Ohio State, they're the best team in the country. They solidified that. I think if they even in a loss go toe-to-toe tonight against Ohio State, they prove to everybody that when they get into the college football playoff, guys, they're going to be one of the teams to beat. This is a great opportunity for Indiana tonight.
Yeah, I think when you look at what Fernando Mendoza has done for this program this season, is last year was great. Curtis Warwick did a great job coming in. But Fernando Mendoza has taken this team to another level. They're that much better. You talked about the win at Oregon. What about the win at Iowa, at Penn State? They found a way to win. This team is battle-tested. This quarterback is battle-tested. He's probably going to be the #1 quarterback in next year's draft if he decides to come out. He has played that well, but this game will ultimately be how he is judged. But I think they've got so much confidence in what he's been able to bring to this team. How accurate he's been, how good of a decision maker he's been. That's the thing, is there's not questions about what he's going to look like in this game. There's more questions on the other side about Julian Sand and how he's going to respond to adversity, or how he's going to respond to a tight game in the second half.
No, I do believe this team is a legit national title threat. And one of the reasons I do is because of Curt Cignetti. I know Curt Cignetti personally. He recruited me to Alabama. He came in and sat in my house. He laid down a vision, a process, and everything that he told me essentially happened. I took a visit to Alabama. I enjoyed my visit to Alabama. I ended up committing to Alabama, playing as a true freshman. So he does a great job of encouraging his players and having his players believe in him. And that's exactly what they have right now. They have players that play hard, they have a chip on their shoulder, they believe in his vision, their process, and that produces results.
Coach Sig will also point to that early season beatdown of Illinois. Remember, the Illini were getting a lot of love, and they hammered them, and then followed up with a tough road win at Iowa as well. Ryan Day in the middle of this huddle, less than half an hour before kickoff, and he's taking some hits. Big Ten championship game appearance, and they are after their 40th Big Ten title. For the latest on the Buckeyes, we go back down to the field to Tom Rinaldi.
Day firing up and inspiring his team, Rob. That's always been a constant, but what a difference a week makes in terms of dispelling the scrutiny, the weight, the burden. And that's gone after a decisive win at Michigan a week ago. Ryan Day's reward, facing the most complete team he's seen all season long in the Big Ten championship game. And guess what? He wouldn't want it any other way.
And that's going to do it. Ohio State defeats Michigan 27-9.
They exercise the demons, and Ohio State can breathe a little easier today.
That's what we're supposed to do. That's how we're supposed to play the game. There's a lot of people that, count on that game and us winning that game. And so when you come up short, it eats away at you.
13-10, the final score. Ohio State falls to Michigan.
What is the most valuable loss you've had coaching?
I think it's easy to point to last year and, at the end of the season.
But you dismissed that, the loss to Michigan, the end of last season, as some most valuable loss. I can tell why.
Yeah, well, because I think when you're trying to grow and you're trying to build and you're trying to get better, you have to use all those opportunities the same. And so whether we win a game, we lose a game, when we come in here on Sunday, we have to have the same mindset that we just lost the game.
How much space does that allow for joy?
They asked me that in a press conference, and they said, well, what about you having any fun? I said, fun is kicking ass. That's it. And that's true.
But I'm just telling you,
you, this is going to be a war right now. Make sure they understand they're playing somebody different tonight. They're playing the Ohio State Buckeyes.
What's the difference between climbing the mountain, reaching the peak, and then staying there?
Well, I don't look at it as the peak.
You don't look at the title, winning the national championship, as the peak.
No, I don't. The way
what do you look at it as, Ryan?
As an opportunity to continue to have an impact on people. Because if you don't win games, you're going to find a new coach. You get to continue to be around these guys. You get to continue to have an impact on people. When it's all said and done, and, they're at our funerals, they're not going to talk about the wins and losses. They're going to talk about all the impact that you had on people.
You fight for everything you believe in. Each other, this program, we fight tonight. Fight on 3, 1, 2, 3.
The biggest difference between the guy that sits here right now and the guy that took the job.
Some gray hair. It's mostly in through here now. Although nobody believes that. They think I dye my hair, which is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. Like I have time to do anything like that. Just more experienced, just made mistakes and learned from them, had some success and learned from those.
Big Ten championship game, Indiana to face Ohio State.
On paper, it's the best Big Ten championship game ever. It's number 1 versus number 2.
How do you coach this game knowing you want to win the game while also knowing a goal lies beyond it?
One of our goals is to win the Big Ten championship. The second thing is it's an opportunity to be the 1 seed. When you're chasing what we're chasing, we believe that not only will it give us a chance to win the Big Ten and reach our goals, but it gives us a better chance to win the national championship.
The national championship game, 44 days out. And for the first time in Ohio State history, they could win back-to-back national titles. Let's give Coach Day his flowers. Let's also give Coach Meyer his flowers as well. You hired him twice.
Yeah, I first hired him, Brady, down at Florida as a graduate assistant. Dan Mullen recommended it, and you could tell right away, but he's a GA. Then I followed his career, and he actually worked with some of my friends. Then he went with Chip Kelly. I went and actually watched practice, sat in his meetings, and I had an opening, and I went to Gene Smith, and I said, I'm going to hire Ryan Day. He goes, who? They struggled a little bit in the NFL, but once he was on my staff in 2017, you saw immediately his growth as a coach, and I used the term elite. I promoted him to offensive coordinator his second year in 2018. In spring, I was kind of getting near my career, and I wanted to have a succession plan. I met with our president. I met with athletic director Gene Smith, and I said, I got it. I got the next coach at Ohio State, and it's Ryan Day. He's like, wow. So they met with him. They saw what I saw. And I think he just passed some old coach by the name of Newt Rockne in winning percentage. So, I mean, my gosh, what he's done.
Yeah.
And if he could do it again, it's official legendary status.
Yeah, he's one of the best to ever do it right now, currently. And I just go back to last year, and they lost the Michigan game, and everybody was trying to fire Ryan Day, especially if they didn't win a national championship, and then they do. And then you go through this offseason, 2 new coordinators, a bunch of new faces on both sides of the ball. I've been a part of 2 national championship runs. I remember the first one we won was hard. The second one was even harder because everybody's gunning for you. And there's so many variables now in this day and age of college football. I think it's a lot harder to win a championship in this day and age than when we did it 20 years ago. The focus of this team that he has and just the ability, the one game at a time mantra, the approach that he has taken this year has been incredible, guys. And it's the most complete team and the best team in the country.
They are the most complete team. And Ryan Day, what he has done, he has established a culture of excellence. When you have when you have double-digit players go to the NFL, you come back better. If you line this Ohio State team up against last year's Ohio State team, I think this team is better. And that is the sign of a great coach who has created a culture of excellence. And that's what Ryan Day has done.
And he's dead set on trying to win another national championship, something that Woody Hayes has done as an Ohio State coach. So it's an incredible run that they've been on right now, but they have been tested. Remember, we thought this about Oregon last year. One of the best teams in the regular season. They got to the playoff. It was that Buckeyes team that knocked them off. We'll see if Ohio State gets tested tonight.
A long way to go in this one, but the Buckeyes get another national title. We're talking statue material in Columbus.
Dynasty stuff.
Absolutely.
Legacy stuff.
Same with that guy down there. Let's welcome in our gaming expert, our college football guru, the Bear, back here with us. Bear, let's talk this game. Who do you like in this one?
I like Ohio State. I think they win the game by double digits. I just ultimately think they're better than Indiana up front on both sides of the ball. And when Indiana has struggled running the ball this year, which they have against Iowa Oregon, Penn State, they really can't get a lot going. I don't know how many points they're going to be able to put on the board tonight. I do think Ohio State wins their first Big Ten title since 2012.
All right, Bear, the last time Indiana beat Ohio State, you could not Google Curt Cignetti. The internet hadn't even been invented yet. Can the Buckeyes' domination over the Hoosiers come to an end tonight, Coach?
I think the Ohio State defense is just too much. I think it's a street fight for the first half. Ohio State wins by 10, 31-21.
I've got the Buckeyes 31-17. I think Indiana gives them a game. I think they pull away late. I think the line of scrimmage to me is the difference. But make no mistake, Indiana is still one of the best teams in the country.
I think we're in for a treat of a game. I can't wait to watch it. I think Indiana's going to be prepared to play, but I think Ohio State just has too much talent on both sides of the football. We talked about how they're the most complete team. I think they're on a mission. I got Ohio State 30-24 in a close game.
This will be a tight, low-scoring game in the first half between these two. A little familiarity, too. Obviously, they had played each other last year, but to me, the difference is going to be in two things. This Ohio State defense doesn't allow big plays. Indiana doesn't have the speed to get behind this Ohio State secondary. So I think the lack of that, methodically trying to go down the field, 10, 12-play drives for Ohio State defense, ain't going to happen. I like the Buckeyes, tight, close game, 23-17.
Coach, real quick, any concern about the Buckeyes coming off the high of the win last Saturday in Ann Arbor, then going into this one?
I'd say no chance. I'm telling you, I coached this game. I've seen players get ready for this game. The atmosphere, 1 versus 2, no chance. This can be a great football game.
1 versus 2. It's the 15th Big Ten Conference Championship game, and the first to feature 1 versus 2. Gus Johnson, Joe Platt with the call after the break.
I've got 2 words for you. Jack Pack. All my faves for just $6 with your choice between 2 delicious sandwiches. My work here is done. Get my $6 Jack Pack or my munchies under $4.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've battled against insurance company giants, and we've won a lot. Injured? We became the largest injury firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Toyotathon is on. Discover holiday magic with a new Toyota. Take a 4Runner skiing.
Wow.
Sick. Pick out the perfect tree with the Tacoma.
Bingo.
Or find the best sledding spot with the Grand Highlander. Whoa. 'Tis the season for Toyotathon. Oh, Santa got my letter.
Rock the holidays with a new Tacoma. Right now, you can save big with a low 2.99 APR plus $1,000 finance cash on a tough Tacoma.
Toyotathon is on.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Black Friday deals end Sunday at Jerome's. Time is running out. Once these deals are gone, they're gone for good. It's your final chance to score unbeatable doorbusters store-wide for your living room, dining room, and bedroom. But you've got to hurry. Quantities won't last. Looking for other ways to save? Get a state sales tax discount or choose up to 60 months interest-free financing. It all ends Sunday at Jerome's. Don't miss out.
Oh, it's on. Happy holidays, honey.
Happy holidays.
Give the gift of play. Scratchers from the California Lottery.
I've got 2 words for you. Jack Pack. All my faves for just $6 with your choice between 2 delicious sandwiches. My work here is done. Get my $6 Jack Pack or my munchies under $4.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've battled against insurance company giants, and we've won a lot. Injured? We became the largest injury firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Gear up for more Fox 11 because prime time is now live time. Watch LA Live News tonight only on Fox 11 Plus and streaming on Fox Local.
Welcome to the 2025 Big Ten Championship game, sponsored by Discover from the house that Peyton built, Lucas Oil Stadium here in downtown Indianapolis. We have the biggest game of the college football season. Undefeated Indiana, undefeated Ohio State, ready to play for all the marbles in the Big Ten Championship. Hi, everybody. I'm Gus Johnson, along with my quarterback, Joel Klatt, and welcome to Indiana. Wow. What are these teams playing for? Not only are they playing for a Big Ten championship, not only are they playing for the top seed in the college football playoffs coming up, but these two teams are also playing, two young men are playing for the Heisman Trophy. I mean, what did we do right? We did something right.
We did something
man,
right.
Oh, man, it's Shevitz.
How lucky are we, right?
Oh, we are so lucky.
How lucky are we? We get to enjoy this tonight here. These two great quarterbacks putting themselves right in the heart of this Heisman Trophy race. Let's start with the Ohio State quarterback, Julian Sayin. In his first year starting for the Buckeyes, all that pressure. He's come in. All he's done is lead the country in completion percentage. And I tell you, it's his poise and his accuracy that just impressed me. And he's got great weapons on the outside. Doesn't have to do it himself. Probably the best weapon in all of college football. Jeremiah Smith to throw to on the outside. 26 touchdowns over the last 2 years. Nobody's better. And they're going to need to attack down the field against this very good Indiana defense.
As for Indiana, Curt Cignetti does it again.
Yep. He's great. I tell you, this guy, he knows how to coach football. This team is legit. These two teams are the best two teams in all of college football, and their quarterback has really led the way. Comes over from Cal in the transfer portal, and he's been outstanding. Right now, the favorite to win the Heisman Trophy. He's going to have to play great tonight against this really good Buckeyes defense. And on the outside, he's also got a great weapon. Number 13, Elijah Surratt. 11 touchdowns on the year. He's the one that they look to in one-on-one situations on the outside. He's going to have to be great tonight against this Buckeyes defense if Indiana wants to pull off the upset.
All right, time now to join the third and fourth members of our team. We'll start with the AAG, the All-American girl, Jenny Taft.
Coach Cignetti had a feeling at the beginning of the season, and he wrote it down on a small note card that sits in his office. He hasn't shown anyone this card, but he did give me a preview. He wrote down, I don't know how many rodeos this group has left these coaches, but I believe we can do something special. His players may call themselves misfits, a group of guys that didn't find the perfect home right away out of high school, but have found the perfect home at Indiana. And as for that word misfit, don't say that to Cignetti, because for him, his guys have been everything he's needed and more. Time now to check in with Tom Rinaldi.
Thanks a lot, Jenny. Proof that freshman quarterback Julian Sayin is ready for this stage. Ryan Day believes he found it a week ago at Michigan. His first start in the rivalry, his second pass of the game, an interception which led to a field goal. It wasn't about the play, Day said. It was about Sayin's response. No panic, no emotion. Looked at the picture, said, I know the mistake, it won't happen again, and it didn't. 230 passing yards, 3 touchdowns from that point on. It's that poise that Day expects to find in this game, and as the games grow bigger. And Gus, it feels pretty big right now.
All right, Tom, I bet you it does. Coming up after the break, a special performance of our national anthem by the marching bands from Ohio State and Indiana.
Average holiday shopping feels like. What shopping at Duluth Trading feels like. Grab the holidays by the boughs and gift Duluth Trading. Online and in store.
I stand alone with fire inside, with passion burning in my veins.
Joe Burrow and the Bengals take on Josh Allen and the Bills. Then Caleb Williams leads the Bears against Jordan Love and the Packers. It's a huge doubleheader Sunday on Fox. Check for the games in your area.
Welcome back to the 2025 Big Ten Championship game. Right now, let's go to public address announcer Tim Sinclair.
Fans, if you are able, please stand as we honor America and our armed forces around the world with the playing of our national anthem. Tonight's colors are presented by the Indiana Air National Guard. The marching bands from Indiana and Ohio State proudly combine under the direction of Ohio State's Dr. Christopher Hoke as they lead 513 Big Ten musicians in the playing of our national anthem.
Coming up after the break, team introductions and the coin toss.
Can't wait for you guys to try this. It is so good. For the recipe online, grab a little seasoning, we're all set.
I think those are done.
I think you need a little bit of patience.
It's on fire.
Okay.
When you want a reliable hot breakfast without a side of family drama, it matters where you stay.
Now they're done.
Book now and save up to 25%. Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
At Wayfair, the holidays are here and...
I am not ready.
I know. Let's get you prepped with Wayfair. Push it.
Got it.
Win the season with Wayfair.
Only you can care for your soul. It's precious.
This holiday season, get Fox Nation for only $2.99 a month. Sign up and start streaming today.
Here come the lucky ones, about to be unlucky.
My anxiety.
How much can you endure? I'm Johnny Knoxville. This is Fear Factor, House of Fear. Does it feel icky?
Get me out, Johnny.
Who is Cam Ward, and why do we not know about him?
He wants to win.
No quarterback has ever been a zero-star #1 NFL draft pick.
A lot of people don't know I was going to quit. That's when the circus began.
He invested everything he had.
If you start something, you're going to finish.
I live by it every day.
Start your weekend with a slam on Fox College Hoops Friday. Big-time rivalries.
These two teams, they don't like each other.
Old scores to settle.
He'll let it go.
And new chapters to write.
Exclamation point.
Every Friday. All season long.
Big time to the bucket.
Fox College Hoops Friday. It all tips off at 8 Eastern.
Welcome back to the 2025 Big Ten Championship game. Time now to introduce the teams competing for today's Big Ten Championship. Entering tonight's game with a perfect 12-0 record and making their 7th championship game appearance, the #1 team in the country, the world-famous Ohio State Buckeyes.
Ohio State's incredible season has them in pursuit of another national championship.
Set the tone early.
Week after week, they've answered every challenge.
The reigning national champions remain undefeated. They exercise the demons. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
The offense is dynamic, a well-balanced attack of power and precision, led by their Heisman candidate quarterback,
Julian Sayin. Fires! Touchdown Buckeyes!
The defense is dominant, playing at a historic level, suffocating opponents and taking over games.
And here it comes! Under pressure hit!
Combined, they have formed an undefeated juggernaut. A program built on toughness, discipline, and brotherhood. A team dreaming of being the first repeat national champion in school history. These are the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Please welcome the defending national champion, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Undefeated, unshaken, and for the first time in school history, playing in the Big Ten Championship, the #2 ranked team in America, the Indiana Hoosiers.
They've climbed from the shadows of doubt and emerged as one of the elites.
That team right there is capable of playing with anybody in the nation.
They're a force to be reckoned with.
The Hoosiers are undefeated, ranked #2 in the country, with an explosive offense on the ground and through the air.
Touchdown, Indiana. What a catch.
Led by Heisman Trophy candidate Fernando Mendoza.
Touchdown! Wow! Unbelievable! Give him the Heisman Trophy now!
A gritty defense that's relentless and suffocating.
They come at you in waves.
The time is now to level up, to make history, and bring a Big Ten crown to Bloomington.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. These are your Indiana Hoosiers.
Hoosier Nation, make some noise for your Indiana Hoosiers. Now let's go downstairs to Tom Rinaldi.
Gus, thanks a lot. Ryan, by any metric, this is the best quarterback you will have faced this season. What do you most need to do defensively to disrupt Mendoza?
Well, anytime you're looking to stop a quarterback, you got to do it by pass rush or disrupting the pass routes. So that'll be important, but we also, don't want them to have balance. So you got to stop the run. That's the first thing. Then you got to get pass rush and you get your hands on some balls.
Your sense of the emotional temperature of your group coming out?
Yeah, it's great. These guys are fired up. Got to throw the first punch, come in at halftime, figure out what's going on, and then go into the second half and win it there.
Appreciate it. Good luck, Ryan. Jenny?
Tom, thank you, Coach. What was your final message to your guys ahead of this championship game?
They're a special team, but we got to prove how special we are tonight.
How confident are you that you can win this game?
Oh, I mean, you can't. Look, you got to go in with confidence, but you got to earn it. Everything in football is earned, one play at a time.
Thank you.
Now let's go downstairs for the coin toss.
Captains come in and greet each other. Indiana's been designated as the visitor on this game, so I'll have you call the toss. You repeat his call. This will be the coin tonight. Both helmets for Indiana and Ohio State is heads. The Big Ten logo is tails. What's your call? What did he call? He called tails. We're going to let it hit the ground. It's a head. Ohio State won the toss. deferred their choice to the second half. You'll want to receive. Indiana will receive. Put your backs to the goal.
Time for today's game countdown, sponsored by Progressive. We'll have the kickoff of the 2025 Big Ten Championship on the other side of the break.
This brain is 4% larger than average from watching FS1's daily shows. Colin Cowherd, engineered to activate your logical thinking and decision making. Here, and definitely here. First things first. Here, it's thought processing, overstimulated. Beautiful. And this is the Chaos Zone, triggered by Barstool. How dare you! They hit the abstract center, where play and instinct live. Weekdays on FS1. No brainer.
The following is a presentation of the Big Ten Conference.
You can chart this moment on a map if you want. Draw a line from Columbus to Bloomington. Two programs that appear to be reflections of each other. Scarlet, Crimson, 1, 2, 12, and O. But that's too short a drive for too big a story. See, this is an American epic. Big versus small. Champion versus challenger.
There's something to prove every time we step on the field. Pressure's a privilege.
Down one road, the center of the college football universe. A program carved in stone.
The standard is excellence here, winning championships.
Down the other,
we've risen to a level that no one thought IU football could reach.
A legacy built in a different church. That is, until he stepped on campus. Two roads meet tonight in Indianapolis. Not by fate, not by coincidence, by something harder, something earned. The Buckeyes, the Hoosiers, and the Big Ten Championship on Fox.
Welcome back to the 2025 Big Ten Championship game, sponsored by Discover. Ohio State, Indiana. Buckeyes won the toss. Deferred. Indiana will receive. Sellout crowd in attendance. Buckeyes, Hoosiers, and here we go. And that will bring out Fernando Mendoza, the Cal transfer, having a spectacular season.
He is a great decision maker with the ball, on time and on target. The hard part against this Ohio State defense is recognition. What are they in? Where is Caleb Downs, number 2? The X factor for Mendoza tonight, Gus, his legs. In every one of their tough matchups this year, he has created huge conversions, moving the sticks with his legs, and I think he's going to need to do so tonight.
Mendoza's thrown 32 touchdown passes this year to only 5 interceptions. First down and 10 of the 25. Hemby in the backfield. Mendoza throwing on first down underneath, and it's caught for gain of 9. Elijah Surratt. Offensively for the Hoosiers.
Well, offensively, they've got their quarterback laying on the field. He got hit. I couldn't tell who hit him. Maybe it was Caden Curry, the defensive end. He got popped right when he let go of this ball. Here's 92 Curry. Yeah, he hits him right when he lets go, right in that right shoulder, and he was in pain immediately. That is a legal hit. It was on time. It was low under the head. Curry.
His backup is his brother, Alberto Mendoza.
And Alberto has played in several games because of all the leads that Indiana has been able to have this season long, but certainly no time on the field in a situation like this one in a Big Ten championship game. Here he comes outside of the pocket. Watch Curry right here. Totally legal hit. Hits him under the strike zone and right in that right shoulder. Man, he just drilled him. This Ohio State defense is so physical. They played physical last week. And good thing for IU, Mendoza up and jogging off the field. I tell you what, every single Indiana fan in this building and around the country, heart in their throat right now with the Heisman Trophy candidate laying on the ground, and now his brother jogs on the field. Alberto, what does this do to your play calling? You expect a run here if you're Ohio State.
Makes it 2nd down and 1. Alberto Mendoza in for his big brother. He'll hand it off, and this is Hemby leaning forward, looking for that 1st down.
And I think he did get that ball to the 35-yard line, and here we go, 15 back on the field. Listen to this crowd.
The one thing they'll tell you about Fernando Mendoza, he's taken some shots this year, and he is as tough as they come.
Yeah, he's got courage in the pocket. He is courageous in there, and he's made some huge throws, taking contact right to the chest. Big throws against Oregon, Iowa, Penn State down the stretch, and here he is, loosening up that right arm that he just got hit.
1st down and 10 at the 35. And they'll run it straight ahead with Hemby. That's a gain of 3. Let's take a look now at the Indiana offense.
Drew Evans, their left guard, back in the lineup. He's missed several games, so he's back in there. That's good for Indiana. Pat Coogan's got a huge matchup against Caden McDonald in the interior. On the outside, it's about Elijah Surratt and Omar Cooper. These two guys are elite, but make no mistake about it, Indiana wants to run the football and establish that run. Roman Hemby in the backfield.
They'll give it to Hemby again, running right this time with the lane as he crosses the line of scrimmage and is gobbled up by Sonny Styles defensively for the Ohio State Buckeyes.
This is simply the best unit in all of college football. They're going to have 4 first-round draft picks right down the middle of this defense. Caden McDonald up front, the nose tackle. He's excellent. Arvell Reese, number 8. He might be the top player in the NFL draft next spring. And there's Caleb Downs, the brains of this operation, maybe the smartest player on the field at any time. Number 2 plays all over the place, and he is as disruptive as any safety in America.
3rd down and 4 at the 41. Mendoza to throw it with time. Bounces out. Mendoza wants to run it. Dumps it down. Nice play. Improvisation. Charlie Becker with the catch. His 21st of the season, a gain of 10 yards.
Mendoza is sneaky athletic, and here he gets himself out of the pocket going to the left. And Arvell Reese is trying to track him down, and there's Lorenzo Styles, number 3, who has to come up and defend the quarterback run. And Mendoza, very alert, just dumps it right over the top for Charlie B. And Becker, how about the big catches he's made down the stretch of this season?
Charlie B. from Nashville, Tennessee. 1st and 10 at the 49. Mendoza with time, goes deep, has a man, and incomplete. Intended for Omar Cooper. Defensively, Lorenzo Styles Jr. in coverage.
And Lorenzo Styles was in man-to-man. Cooper likes to line up in the slot. Here's the coverage down the field, and he has a chance at this ball, just a hair underthrown. You see Styles just getting right in between his arms, and Cooper can't come up with it. Tell you, these defensive backs for Ohio State, they have been terrific defending those deep passes all year long.
2nd and 10 at the 49. Ground attack, this time Black. And the big question, can Indiana run the ball on this Ohio State defense?
This offense is predicated on establishing the run game early. And everything comes off of that because they're so good in the RPO, the run-pass option. Mendoza makes great decisions, but they've got to establish the run. And here in a long 3rd down, Gus, probably not the spot for a run unless they feel like they're in 4-down territory across the 50.
3rd down and 7 at the 46. Opening series for Indiana. Mendoza to let it fly. Steps up in the pocket and trouble and goes down. Guess who? Caden Curry again. His 10th sack of the season to lead the Buckeyes. And he's from, guess where? Greenwood, Indiana.
I tell you, one of to start for Caden Curry in this game. He's just going to beat the right tackle right around the edge. That's Zin Maholski, the Ohio State transfer. Didn't want to hold. Curry is so explosive here in his first year as a starter, and he has been so productive for Ohio State. Like you said, now 10 sacks on the year.
Mitch McCarthy to punt it away. Brandon Inniss is the deep man for the Buckeyes. And he's got it at the 11-yard line. And that will bring out a young phenom, Julian Sayin, from Carlsbad, California, will come onto the field after this. Some hard hitting going on early. Buckeyes with the football for the first time in a moment.
Today's digital world is full of risks. I present to you the world's most protected business.
Creed, we have AT&T Dynamic Defense.
It prevents malicious threats.
How are people supposed to get in? There's no door.
Somebody say door? Light them up, Bobby. My man.
On a resourceful Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Hey, kids, you trying to raise money to buy a football or something?
Actually, we're raising NIL money so we can bring better recruits to state.
Well, in that case, I'll take one Dr. Pepper, please.
One? So you don't want our quarterback to have anyone to throw to?
No.
This guy's not willing to do what it takes to win. He's a casual.
Casual? Does this look casual? How much do you want?
Well, that guy just bought 20,000 cases.
That's not fair. He's a bigwig booster.
Salutations.
Please take checks.
College football. It's a Pepper thing.
Oh. Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diane. Hello?
The Big Ten Championship on Fox is sponsored by Discover. It pays to discover. Welcome back, folks. Ohio State on offense for the first time. That brings on Julian Sayin.
He is the most efficient quarterback in the country, and Tom touched on that poise after throwing that interception. His second passing attempt of the game last week at Michigan on the road, snow flying. He came out. He was 19 for his next 24 to finish that game. Ryan Day knows that he has a great game manager, but it's more than that. Quick release, hyper accurate. I tell you, Indiana has their hands full against this passing game here tonight.
Leads the nation in completion percentage at 79%. Buckeyes start from their own 12-yard line. Sayin out of the gun. He'll fire. Jeremiah Smith with the catch on first down, and he'll pick up a first down as he gains 13. Offensively for Ohio State.
You know, when I look at this offense, they just have answers everywhere. They've been able to run the football here in the back half of the year. They've been very good at that with Bo Jackson emerging 3 straight 100-yard games. This offensive line protects extremely well, and then they've got the 2 stars on the outside. You have to ask yourself as a defense, who do I take away? You get stop the run, fine. Tate and Smith are on the outside. Again, answers everywhere for the Buckeyes.
First down to the 25. Here's Sayin to throw it again. Skips around, looks backside, and just fires this one out of play. Defensively for Indiana.
Yeah, this is really the lost unit in this game. You know, no one talks about Indiana defensively, but this is one of the best defenses in America. They've given up just under 11 points per game. That's second in the country to Ohio State. They've got first-team all-conference players at each level. Tyreek Tucker up front, Aiden Fisher, the brain of the operation at middle linebacker, D'Angelo Pons, number 5, one of the great corners in college football and in the Big Ten, and he's going to have a heck of a matchup against his former high school teammate, Jeremiah Smith.
On second down, they give it to Bo Jackson. And the freshman sensation will pick up positive yardage. Lewis Moore and D'Angelo Pons combining on the 4-yard gain.
When you get to third down, Ohio State will know that you've got to beat zone defense. Indiana runs more zone coverage than anybody in America. And they are technicians. Carnell Tate, number 17, as good as anybody against zone. And in particular, when they get in a bunch set like this up at the top, watch for them to clear out, get number 17 right at the sticks to hook up for a first down. They love to run.
Third down and 6 at the 29. C.J. Donaldson in the backfield at running back. Here's Sayin. over the middle, and intercepted. Louis Moore. Indiana has the football. Reminiscent of last week for Ohio State.
I think he's fooled here. He thinks that this is a half safety over Smith, but Louis Moore actually goes to his left, and then he's able to drop down on this right. Brandon Ennis trying to get that first down, and Louis Moore now his 6th interception on the year. He has been outstanding. His eyes were in the backfield the whole time. Gets a little bit of a tip as he defends the ball, and it bounces right to him. And now Indiana, great field position inside the 25-yard line.
First down and 10 for Indiana. At the Ohio State 23. Black runs into a pile led by Sonny Styles. They give him 1.
Well, they're trying to establish this run game, but it is very difficult against this stout defensive front. And that run defense is led by Caden McDonald, number 98. They've got those fast linebackers behind them, Sonny Styles and Arvell Reese. But big 98, he is 326 pounds, and the key, the anchor to the run defense. He lines up generally right over the center. Pat Coogan transferred in from Notre Dame. He's got his hands full.
Second down and 9 at the 22. Mendoza sideline throw on the money to Surratt. Elijah Surratt came into this game with 48 catches for 650 yards. He's missed games because of a hamstring this year. Gain of 11 on this play.
He is an elite wide receiver out on the outside, and what they do better than anybody else in the country is throw those underneath routes. An out route, a back shoulder fade, and when you get down here between the 20 and 10-yard line, you always got to be aware of these slot fades. Watch out for Elijah Surratt here trying to get himself to the corner.
First down and 10 at the 11. Here's Mendoza rolling out of the pocket, and he'll throw it away.
Look who's chasing him down. How about Curry is just playing his absolute
lights out.
I tell you, this is a guy that is just energy on the field, getting pressure. Like you said, Gus, playing just about 20 minutes away from where he grew up. A little homecoming for Curry, and he's making his name known here in Indianapolis.
Indiana offered him a scholarship. He chose to head to Columbus. Second and 10 at the 11. Here's the running game with Hemby and Ohio State ready for it. No gain on the play. And these running backs are mirror images of each other. Hemby and Black, about the same size, same running style. It's going to be rough for him, though, today. And Curt Cignetti knows it.
Yeah, it will. And this red zone defense is such a key for both of these teams, but certainly Ohio State. After the interception last week against Michigan, they held Michigan to a field goal, trying to get off the field here on third down and force a field goal opportunity for Indiana.
Third down and 10 at the 11. Mendoza looking. Underneath, deflected, incomplete. Ohio State bringing pressure.
And it's Curry again. He spins. He doesn't get the pressure all the way to the quarterback, but watch as he's able to spin around and get his hands in the air, and he bats that ball down, and it fell to the feet of the intended target, and they'll settle for a field goal.
This one from 29 yards away for Niko Radicic. Got it up and good. Indiana on the board first. The Hoosiers capitalize on the turnover. Louis Moore picked it off. Radicic punches it through. 3-0 Hoosiers.
Marathon is rewarding fans with savings of up to $1 per gallon. All by earning rewards on every gallon and on select in-store items. Making every pit stop and snack break worthy of a celebration.
Score.
The more you fuel up, the more you score with Marathon Rewards. Marathon, the official fuel of the Big Ten.
Tell a joke.
I think I'm getting a divorce.
I guess we just slowly grew away from each other.
I've been doing stand-up. Is it like a hobby? Well, I'm not about to quit my job and go on tour. It's something I look forward to.
We stopped having each other's backs.
I was unhappy in our marriage. I wasn't unhappy with our marriage. Man, I wish I had a punchline.
Is this thing on? Rated R.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the experience of this trainer.
Good to go.
But getting that trainer.
Megan Trainer. I'm all about that brace. No trouble. Give me your arm.
No, it's not for that.
Who are you?
Patrick, I play football.
This is Patrick, everyone. Give it up for Patrick. He does sports.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Why is no one clapping?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
On the 12th day of winter, the Jeep brand gave to me 12 switchbacks winding, 11 rubber duckies, 10-inch touchscreen, 9 pine tree sparkling, 8 decades going, 7 slots of shining, skipping a few, 3 rows of seating, 2 finger waves, and only one.
Jeep. There's only one.
Right now during the Jeep Wrap-Up the Year sales event, well-qualified lessees can lease the 2025 Jeep Gladiator Sport S 4x4 for $314 a month, or purchase and get no monthly payments for 90 days.
Only you can care for your soul. It's precious.
This holiday season, get Fox Nation for only $2.99 a month. Sign up and start streaming today.
Play the Fox Super 6 College Football Challenge. Download the Fox Sports app right now and enter for free for a shot to win your share of 5,000 big ones in cash prizes. See the Fox Sports app for details. 3-zip. Indiana strikes first after the interception. Settling for the field goal. Julian saying this is reminiscent of what happened last week.
Sure is. Now, he bounced back last week, but, you know, I would venture to say this defense that he's facing today is a better defense.
And this one caught by Ennis. Let's check in with Tom.
Gus, you can call it deja vu. Last week it was the second passing attempt at Michigan that got picked. This week the third. We told you about how he responded without panic or emotion a week ago. Same exact scene played out on the bench. Picked up the tablet, reviewed the pictures, put on the headset, talked to the coaches upstairs, and then was the first player off the bench to congratulate the defense for getting the hold to keep them to a field goal. Didn't see any overt reaction from the freshman. We'll have to see if he responds the way he did a week ago in the snow and the cold. Guys?
All right, thank you very much, Tom. 1st and 10 of the 25 now for Sayin and the Buckeyes. Play fake. Sideline throw. Jeremiah Smith out of bounds. He'll pick up 6, maybe 7 yards on the play in front of his high school teammate, D'Angelo Pons. That's a great matchup to watch.
Yeah, it really is. And these two guys have been going at it for a long time. They were high school teammates for a year. The hard part for Pons, who's just an incredible player. He's only 5'9", 173 pounds, though. So he's given up 6 inches and 50 pounds to Jeremiah Smith, who's 6'3", 223.
2nd and 3. Sayin in trouble. Dances out of the pocket, throws on the move, and out of bounds. The catch is made by Carnell Tate. And it looks like he has the first down.
Now, one of the things this defensive front does such a good job of is create pressure, and they're very elusive, tough to block. And here's Shabola, the right guard, 77. He gets an inside move by Stephen Daly, and Daly was right in the face of Julian Sayin, who had to get out of the pocket and find his wide receiver, Tate, who catches it for a first down.
First down from the 37. Jackson, the single setback. Sayin steps into his throw over the middle, caught Jeremiah Smith. That's another first down. So the game plan looks pretty simple so far, Joel, for Ohio State. Keep Jeremiah's hands full.
Yeah, why not, right? Because number 4 is a great player. Watch, he slips. It's like he's on ice skates, and he's still able to find his feet and get back to the football. Sayin trusts him enough there. He gives him the ball, and it's another first down for Ohio State.
Smith came into this game with 72 catches for 942 yards and 11 touchdowns receiving. First down at midfield. Bo Jackson turns it up, finds a seam, and Lamar Jackson having an incredible season, gains 7. Let's check in with Jenny.
Well, we love the dynamic between D'Angelo Pons and Jeremiah Smith. I was with Pons earlier this week, and of course he talked to me about those high school days, and he said, yeah, I might be a bit smaller than Jeremiah, but I always knew I could compete because of what I did in high school. The two are close. They actually trained a little bit together this summer. I asked him if he'd reach out to Jeremiah this week. He said, absolutely not. We'll talk after this one.
Meanwhile, the Indiana defense comes up with a tackle for a loss of 2 yards. That'll make it 3rd down and 5 at the 46 for Ohio State. Big opportunity here for Indiana to get off the field. Donaldson replaces Jackson. Sayin to throw it. Sayin. No, and again! A slam in the backfield. Hardy with the sack. And Ohio State will have to punt it away. Elijah Hardy, the sophomore from Lakeland, Florida.
He had a wide open Brandon Inniss right down the middle of the field, but because he had to scoot up in the pocket, he took his eyes down, didn't get there, and then there's little Elijah Hardy. And Hardy, 7 sacks coming into this game. That's his 8th on the year.
Joe McGuire punts it away from the 35. Jonathan Brady is the deep man, and he has it at the 10. 39-yard punt. This game for the Big Ten Championship and maybe the Heisman Trophy. Back after this.
We've got the large one in function.
Sweet.
Than I thought.
So we've only got 1 hour. Could you plan us a tour?
I see you're at the Liam Museum. Shall we focus on traditional Korean art?
Well, we are in Korea, so let's do it.
Great. Head to the M1 building to see historic treasures.
This book, isn't it fascinating?
That's not a book. It's a roof tile, often found on the houses of the rich and wealthy.
When you've got a class.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle, electrolytes to help hydrate, so you can power on. Champion your recovery with Core.
The Big Ten Championship on Fox is sponsored by Pacific Life, building confident futures for nearly 160 years.
Welcome back to Indianapolis. Curt Cignetti wanted a defensive pass interference on that last play because Lorenzo Style definitely contacted Surratt before the ball arrived. But here's the thing. When you're behind the line of scrimmage, it doesn't count. You can contact the intended receiver before the ball arrives. So heads-up play from Lorenzo Styles. Knew he could do that. He contacts Surratt. Turnover, Ohio State.
Buckeyes now have the football at the Indiana 25. First down, and they hand it off to Bo Jackson. And Jackson tumbles forward, flags on the play.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 97,
Has to just see the goal. First down.
That's Mario Landino, the sophomore from Pennsylvania.
Here's the ump cam. This is the official that actually threw the flag, and Landino is right in the middle of your screen, and you can see he reaches back with the right hand and just gets enough of Bo Jackson's face mask, and that's when the flag comes out. He was working against Will Kazmarek, the tight end, number 89. Gus, watching the film last week of Ohio State's win over Michigan, Will Kazmarek, number 89, was a devastating blocker. Had one of the great games I've ever seen from a tight end blocking, and again right there with the block on Landino.
First down and goal at the 8 for Ohio State. Out of the offset eye, Jackson. And Jackson is taken down. Jeff Utzinger lassos him, but there's another flag.
Offside. Defense number 8 lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, first down.
There's Stephen Daly, the defensive end, closest to the official who calls that penalty, and just lined up clearly with his helmet over the ball in the neutral zone. There you see the flag come out as Ohio State is trying to establish this run game like they did a week ago.
So instead of the tackle for the loss, first down and goal at the 4. Sayin, looking, throws it up high and out of bounds.
That's great coverage by Pons. That is great coverage. They're trying to get the one-on-one on the outside. There's not many corners in America that want that responsibility, but you know number 5 does. There's the man-to-man that we've got going out on the edge, and you can see Pons knows he wants to get to the corner and just doesn't allow it. When I talk with Brian Haynes, the defensive coordinator, he says D'Angelo Pons is one of the smartest players he's ever had, and he reads the split of the wide receiver, how wide they're split out there, and he understands the route that they want to run before they run it.
Second down and goal of the 4. Jackson remains in at running back.
False start. Offense number 25. 5-yard penalty, second down.
You know, if you wanted to point to one weakness that this Ohio State team has, it's offensively the red zone. Trying to convert these possessions into touchdowns. They were turned away last year against Indiana in the red zone on a possession. They were turned away last week, had to settle for a field goal. They had 6 snaps inside of the 5-yard line on that possession against Michigan. And here backing up against the Hoosiers.
3 flags in the last 4 plays. Second down and goal now at the 9 for Ohio State. Sayin, looking, Sayin in trouble, scrambles, throws, touchdown! Tater, home run hitter, Carnell Tate.
Well, it really starts with protection here with Julian Sayin. He gets all the time in the world, and you're going to see from the left side of your screen, Carnell Tate in her right there. And as Sayin escapes the pocket, now Tate is wide open. And Sayin finds him for an easy touchdown, and Ohio State is able to convert the turnover into points.
Jaden Fielding in for the extra point. And it's good. 7-3. Buckeyes respond. Carnell Tate, just a spectacular player. His 9th receiving touchdown of the season.
They initially wanted to double team both Smith and Tate on that play. But because it was extended by Sayin, getting himself outside of the pocket, Tate was able to go all the way across the field. One of the things that I love watching Tate on Carnell Tate is his awareness of space and situation. He thought he was open initially, but he knew as Sayin left the pocket, in particular to his right, to keep going. He got to the back of the end zone. It's a perfect scramble rule from the wide receiver, and he's wide open for the touchdown. What a sensational player Carnell Tate is.
Tate has missed time this season because of injury, undisclosed. Came back last week against Michigan. Had a big-time touchdown in that one. And right now he gives Ohio State the lead. And this one kicked out of the end zone. Tomorrow, Joe Burrow and the Bengals take on Josh Allen and the Bills, or other regional action then in America's Game of the Week. Caleb Williams leads the Bears in a pivotal NFC North showdown against Jordan Love and the Packers, or Rams Cardinals. Check local listings for the games in your area only on FOX. So how do the Hoosiers respond? From the 25, first down. Mendoza with time. Mendoza winds up. Down the field, Becker, incomplete. And a flag. Lorenzo Styles in coverage.
Pass interference. Defense, number 3, 15-yard penalty. First down.
Charlie Becker is so dangerous down the field. He's 6'4", 209. And here Styles comes in. You can see that arm. And he's just getting too much contact, not allowing Becker to go back up and receive that ball. There's the restriction right there. That was right in front of the far official, the one who threw the flag, and it's 15 free yards for Indiana.
So now first down at the 40 for the Hoosiers. Black turns it up. Nice cut. Black high stepping. Black out of bounds. Indiana toting the rock. Gain of 37.
This is exactly the way that Michigan attacked in the run game against Ohio State. Tight end into the short side of the field, pulling extra linemen over that direction. And Ohio State was hurt by a couple of long runs early in that game. Indiana gets right back to it. What they see on film, they're able to get Drew Evans with an excellent block in there, number 62.
Time winding down to the first quarter. And they get it off. Black again. And maybe a yard. Sonny Styles. But that takes us to the end of the first quarter. And what an interesting first quarter it was. 7-3 Buckeyes. Hoosiers with the ball. Drive it.
Friends sing together. La 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 la. Friends do things together. La la la. Friends walk together. La 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 la. Hop and lock together. Me and him together. La 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 la. Everyone together. La 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 la. La la la. Friends, friends, friends. La la la. Friends.
Hope they like it. Ping.
Morning, sweat. Taste test, sweat. Go time, grow time, big time, sweat. Sweat moves you forward. We'll make sure it never holds you back. Degree, here for sweat.
If warm-hearted Barb suddenly had Tom Brady's football knowledge, her well-regarded elder care practice would feel immediate effects. Quiet time would be replaced by two-a-days until players could meet minimum performance metrics.
When you have inside leverage, drive.
Did you want me to do that to Deb?
Deb doesn't need your pity, okay? She's embarrassing you out here.
Barb, I don't think the turning radius...
Do your job. Yeah? Who led the league in yak?
Quiz Night would soon cease to offer any reason to attend Quiz Night.
These are easy, you guys. Do you not want this stuff? Okay, which player...
Winning's a lonely business, Barb.
Yeah.
Nobody knows football like Tom Brady.
Oh. All right.
It's no secret. It's all in the name.
You haven't seen a show like this.
Good Day LA is the local morning news made with you in mind.
Rise and shine, sleepyheads.
From what's happening now
A dramatic end to another pursuit.
to freeways and forecasts,
Bright and beautiful outside.
we're one step ahead to keep you moving.
How long have I been saying this?
Good Days, starting right here.
You're not going to see this anywhere else.
Good Day LA, only on Fox 11, the ones to watch.
Welcome back to the 2025 Big Ten Championship game, sponsored by Discover. Start of the second quarter. 7-3. Ohio State leads Indiana. Hoosiers, though, with the ball. Second down and 9 at the 22.
Boy, they've been aggressive, haven't they? Taking shots down the field. Now they get this big run. And now set up here with the possession inside the 25.
Hemby in the backfield. They give it to him with a lane. And Hemby gains about 3 yards as he popped it through. Caden Curry, who's been all over the field here in the first quarter. Now the second quarter.
He has turned into just a sensational player. Remember, they lost all 4 of their defensive linemen from a year ago, lost their defensive coordinator. Matt Patricia comes in here as the play caller on defense, and all these new faces for the defensive line for Ohio State. They have been terrific all season long.
Third down and 6 at the 19. Surratt, he's the go-to guy on the back shoulder. Mendoza looks that way, in trouble, scrambling. Mendoza goes down behind the line of scrimmage. Kenyatta Jackson Jr., 6.5 sacks now on the season, a loss of 2.
That's just great coverage from Ohio State, and now twice Indiana has had the ball down inside the 25-yard line, and Ohio State has turned him away. He's got his eyes over to the left. Surratt can't come open. There's double coverage over on Charlie Becker. On the other side, look at the great coverage on this side. That's where he wanted to go first, Nowakowski. Surratt's getting locked up by Igbinosun, and they've got to settle for another field goal.
So Radicic, the kicker of the year in the Big Ten Conference, 14 of 14 on the season. He's been good from 29, this one from 40, and he missed it. First miss of the year. The score remains 7-3. Ohio State. Jackson getting to the quarterback. Ryan Day says, that's what I'm talking about.
So you only check it twice?
Well, yes.
Huh. Nissan tests every model thousands of times.
We even test them for severe Arctic weather.
No wonder Nissan is J.D. Power's #1 in new vehicle quality. Hold on to that hat, Santa.
Add a Nissan to your list at the Nissan year-end event. Get 0% APR for 60 months on select SUVs for well-qualified buyers, or get up to $4,000 total savings on Frontier.
Emmitt Smith is a legendary football and dancing star, but he also has Geico like a regular person. So we had one translate.
The whole routine was getting stale.
His last insurance company wasn't doing it for him.
So, this fox had to try.
He switched to Geico.
Like 5, 6, 7, 8, 900.
Dollars. He saved over $900 by switching.
You're not Emmitt Smith, but we'll treat you like him. It feels good to get the star treatment. It feels good to Geico.
If my mortgage lender used Agentforce, the powerful AI from Salesforce, a digital agent would have helped me pre-qualify before my dream house was sold. Well, how?
The buyer's lender used Agentforce.
Well, who's the buyer?
Hey, bro. Welcome to Casa de Wood.
Oh, jeez.
Morning, Mr. Harrelson.
Pool's open next week. Bathing suit optional.
Agentforce helps lenders prevent finance fiascos. It's what AI was meant to be.
Right now at Papa John's, create your own pizza for only $9.99. Any toppings on original, thin, or New York-style crust, all $9.99. Usually a pizza with no artificial flavors, colors, or additives costs more. But Papa John's knows you deserve better. Order now.
Ever changed a tire before? Don't panic. I just wanted to help people by sharing dad advice on TikTok. Throw the big fish over the I'm not a dad to just my own kids, but to the millions of people that just need to hear, you've got this.
Time to make the sports.
Wake up to FS1's new daily sports talk show.
You can't beat us and you know it.
With El Presidente, Big Cat, PFT, and T-Bob. Wake up Barstool, weekdays on FS1.
Pacific Life Game Summary, sponsored by Pacific Life, building confident futures. For nearly 160 years, both quarterbacks have thrown an interception here, but Ohio State is the offense that was able to capitalize. They put it in the end zone. Indiana had to settle for a field goal. And then Radicic, who was the Big Ten kicker of the year, just had an attempt that just missed to the left. And we have a 7-3 ball game here in Indianapolis.
First down to the 22 for Ohio State. Isaiah West checks in the game at running back. He'll go straight ahead. The freshman from Philadelphia, Hardy, stands him up after he gains 3.
Now, one of the things that Indiana loves to do in particular on first down is they give you this too high shell, but then they allow Pons to be single covered and they move this direction. And it's that style of disguise that has given Julian Sayin a bit of trouble here tonight. They play heavy zone coverage, almost exclusively zone. And there's been several times where Sayin has held the football, not necessarily understanding where they're rolling to in coverage.
2nd and 6 at the 26. Sayin on the play fake. Sayin down the field. Smith! Jeremiah! At the 20 and chopped down Jeremiah Smith. 51 yards, but a flag.
And the flags are back in the backfield. The Ohio State offensive linemen staying back there. And now they're jogging down the field. This one might be Indiana.
Illegal helmet contact, hands to the face. Defense, number 6. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
That's Kamara.
Kamara, there's that hand way up in the face. That's a good call. Luke Montgomery, number 51. He puts his hands up. Here's the route. One-on-one, man. This is just tough. Look at the head of steam that Jeremiah Smith had. Again, he's got 50 pounds on Pons. He runs right through him. Sayin just a touch underthrown, but a big pass down the field to the best wide receiver in college football, Ryan Day, loving it.
Smith already 4 catches for 84 yards. That one for 52. 1st and 10 at the 11. Jackson, the deep man in the I formation. They give it to him. And he'll lower his head. Stopped by Hardy. 2-yard pickup.
Yeah, these red zone possessions are so important. Ohio State capitalized the last time they were down here, and we've seen Indiana have a couple of possessions where they're in the scoring territory, have to settle for field goals here. You cannot settle for field goals. Curt Cignetti knows that. Ryan Day knows that. This offense is going to have to find the matchup that is most advantageous for them. Right now, Smith, top of your screen, does not look like they have help over there for Jamari Sharp, the corner, number 22.
And Tate is at the bottom of your screen. 2nd and 8. The handoff to Jackson. And Jackson held up. Nicely done. As Farrell, the safety, comes up and brings him down.
A really nice play from Amari Farrell in there from his safety position. Came up, physical stop on Bo Jackson, and a huge 3rd down here for Indiana defensively.
3rd down and 7. From the 7. Max Clear, the tight end in the slot, near side. Sayin rolls out in that direction and is dragged down from behind by Isaiah Jones. A loss of 4.
He's going to get pressure over here from his left side, and the offensive line never slides far enough. So Sayin thinks he's protected. He leaks out to the right side, and Isaiah Jones in there, and that's his 6th sack of the year. Beautiful job dialing up the pressure from Brian Haynes, the defensive coordinator, and getting off the field 4th down.
Jaden Fielding, who's had a great season, 15 of 17 on the year with a long of 49, this one from 30 yards away. And it's good. 10-3, Ohio State. 10:08 to play, 2nd quarter. Back to the Big Ten Championship game right after this.
No way this all fits.
Watch me.
Oh, we're watching, Gary. They're right. We need WeatherTech.
I thought they only make floor liners.
Really, Gary? Really, Gary? Who do you think made the seat protector, side window deflectors, no-drill mud flaps?
And the cup foam.
And I just ordered WeatherTech's newest products. Ta-da!
Hitch Basket makes for easy loading of heavy and bulky gear and increased storage capacity with a roof basket up top.
WeatherTech for the win.
Buy them
now means you can football Sunday.
We need a new fridge.
This one has craft ice on demand.
More ice than me?
4 kinds of ice, actually.
Gonna need a bigger bucket. Like this one?
Do you always have 2 bucket chains?
I do.
How about that 2 for $25? You get 1 app and 2 entrees, like our new grilled cheese cheeseburger. Sound good, anyone?
Smart kid.
Applebee's 2 for $25. 1 app and 2 entrees.
It's a sea of orange thanks to custom wristbands for fans here at Lucas Oil. Sponsored by Discover, the official credit card of the Big Ten Conference. Ten to 3. Ohio State. 10:08 to play, 2nd quarter. Indiana will get an opportunity to respond. They hold the Buckeyes to a field goal.
That was a giant stop. You keep it to a 1-possession game. You gain some confidence defensively after the big play to Jeremiah Smith and give the ball back to that man, Fernando Mendoza, in this IU offense.
What's going through his mind right now, Joel?
Well, you know, I think the loss of Omar Cooper is really big deal for this Indiana team.
All right, let's go downstairs and check it with Tom.
Well, Gus, after Julian Sayin was flushed from the pocket on that 3rd down, his shoe ejected and went about 10 yards farther than he did as he came out of bounds. You see it there as he gets the tackle to the boundary. See how far the shoe flew. Oh. Then as he made his way back toward the bench, couldn't tell if it was a limp simply because he didn't have a shoe on. Now getting heavily taped along that foot. Struggle to get the shoe back on. Now with tape, just something to keep an eye on in terms of his mobility when he comes back.
Good point, Tom. Thank you very much, and we will keep an eye on it. 1st and 10 of the 25. Mendoza without one of his weapons. Near far side, caught, out of bounds. Great catch this time, Jonathan Brady.
Yeah. Jonathan Brady is the guy that's going to have to step up. Only 12 catches on the whole year. But here, he's working in the slot. That's where Omar Cooper was primarily used, was in the slot. And so Brady, who transferred in from Cal with Fernando Mendoza, comes in here. They were teammates back in Berkeley, and now after only 12 catches on the season, he's going to be asked to play a big role in tonight's game.
1st down to 10 of the 39. Mendoza to throw it again. Rolls out of the pocket. Incomplete, but there is a flag.
Holding, offense, number 74, 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
Well, they call this one on Bray Lynch, the right guard. He was working on Caden McDonald, and McDonald had a free run here, and you just see that jersey just get tugged right there. I thought it was more of a slip from McDonald than an outward hold. The Indiana fans reacting here do not like the call. Right guard Bray Lynch, he's been rotating a little bit. Drew Evans comes back. Johnny, number 72, into the ball game.
1st down and 20. Mendoza, delayed handoff. Hemby. And Roman Hemby. They give him 7 yards on the play.
You know, without Omar Cooper, you know, Ohio State is going to be able to focus a lot of their pass defense on number 13, Elijah Surratt. You know, in particular when you get in these long yardage situations, we'll see how this defensive backfield wants to attack and cover number 13.
Second down and 13. At the Indiana 36. Mendoza goes through his progressions, pops it out to Hemby, his running back. Hemby showing some very solid hands. Another 7-yard gain.
I'll tell you, those 2 snaps, they don't look like much, but after they were behind the chains severely because of that holding call, now a couple of small completions don't look like much, but what does it produce? A 3rd and manageable. Here and now 3rd and 6, Gus. You've got everything at your disposal, including, watch out for as they spread you out, Fernando Mendoza and his legs.
3rd down 6 at the 43. Mendoza sprints out, sets up, delivers, and caught on the sideline. That was a rocket gain of 11. Charlie B from Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, this is a terrific route by Charlie Becker. He's working against Devin Sanchez, number 6, the true freshman. Look at him just gain some space right there. A little bit of a push off, but gains the space, and he's able to get that ball and then keep it away from the defender through contact and a 1st down. After the holding call, really good execution from Mendoza in that passing game to come all the way back and create a 1st down.
1st down and 10 of the 47. Looks like the Hoosiers may have figured something out. Mendoza hands it off. Black cuts it up. Gain of 2.
Now, the difficult part about trying to establish the run against this Ohio State defensive line is they just do not give ground. It's so difficult to push them back, get the double teams up to the linebackers, mainly because of that guy, number 98. But it's what makes this run defense go. Caden Curry's great against the run. These guys, they just do not give ground.
2nd down and 8 at the 45. High snap, handle, far side throw, nicely done, Brady. Now remember, Omar Cooper's out. He's been a star for them. But Jonathan Brady, as you mentioned, he played with Mendoza at Cal. There's a familiarity.
And that was just a run-pass option right there. Good decision by Mendoza.
3rd and 2. Mendoza to throw it again. Scrambles. And incomplete. Out of bounds. Sonny Styles with pressure.
Yeah, I think this is 4-down territory here for Indiana. Got 3rd and short. Ohio State wanted a hold on that last play. Did not get it as Kenyatta Jackson was in the backfield. But here we go. 4th down, Indiana staying on the field.
Indiana on the season. 7 for 15 on 4th down conversions. They need 2. Black in the backfield. And a timeout called by the Hoosiers. Tried to draw him offside. Almost worked, but didn't.
Something about the way we're working just isn't working. When you're caught up in complex pay requirements, or distracted by scheduling staff in multiple time zones, or thinking about the complexity of working in Monterey while based in Montreal, you're not doing the work you're meant to do. But with HR, pay, time, talent, and analytics all in a single AI-powered people platform.
Well, I found on the roof.
What were you thinking?
Holiday harder with the Triple Treat Box from Pizza Hut.
What's up, Zach?
Check out this Echo.
And it's just $35 a month.
Our Echoes are all-knowing.
T-Mobile's got home internet, just $35 a month, and it's guaranteed for 5 years. At Ohio State, we are The never afraid to innovate teams. The agile, get it done teams. The bold breakthrough teams. And the improve people's lives teams. The more than 10,000 strong research teams. Together, we are the Ohio State University.
Magic from Messi. A moment of delight. What can this kid do?
The Big Ten Jackie Robinson Award presented. The Big Ten Jackie Robinson Award presented by Discover recognizes Big Ten student athletes with a positive impact in their chosen sport and their community. Accompanied by Jackie's granddaughter, Sonia, congratulations to the 2025 winners, Nanea Estrella of the University of Iowa and Delit Fontes of the University of Maryland. 4th down and 2 for IU at the 39. Mendoza pulls it out under pressure, gets it off and finds his tight end. Riley Nowakowski picks up the first down. A gain of 9 on 4th and 2.
This is a great little route. Watch Nowakowski's going to come from the left side of the offense and just slip right past the defensive end Curry. Arvell Reese, who's got to be in there for run defense, cannot catch up. Mendoza, while he's getting hit, delivers a dime, and Indiana moves the chains. Nice little sidearm action there from Mendoza.
1st down and 10 at the 30. Under 6 minutes to play in the first half. Black with a burst, and he just rockets through the hole and gets close to that first down marker. They give him 9.
This is the same formation that Michigan was using. Tied in into the short side of the field, and it allows them to get those down blocks and get to the linebacker.
And they'll run it once again. Black breaking tackles. Prior to that run, 6 carries, 53 yards for Black, averaging close to 9 yards per carry. He just got 1. Styles takes him down.
But he moves the chains, and now another one of these red zone possessions. Indiana has had the ball 3 times down in this area. Gus, they've settled for 2 field goals, missed 1 of them. Gotta convert for touchdowns, and maybe you just think about taking a shot. Maybe you get one of these guys, Charlie Becker, Surratt. You've got Jonathan Brady. Get him on a corner.
1st down and 10 at the 20. Mendoza, quarterback run, bottled up and goes down. That's because Kenyatta Jackson got a piece. And that's his 2nd sack of the game. This man hasn't been talked about as much as the others, but he's having a terrific year.
Watch 97. He just goes inside, gets skinny, and then he gets that penetration all the way back into the backfield, and Mendoza just can't keep his feet. You know, Kenyatta doesn't even actually get a piece of Mendoza. It looks like he just trips over his own lineman there, but certainly disrupted by Big 97.
2nd down and 12 at the 22. Hemby in the game at running back now. Mendoza. And Mendoza goes down again. Curry with pressure.
Well, their normal right tackle, Khalil Benson, has been banged up over the last few weeks. So Zin Michalski, a backup, is out at right tackle, and Curry is getting after him. Michalski transferred to Indiana from Ohio State this last offseason. He started 1 game for the Buckeyes in his career there, and now Curry taking advantage of his former teammate.
3rd down and 15 at the 25. Mendoza underneath. Nowakowski trying to get outside. Does. Turns it up and out of bounds. They give him 10 on 3rd and 15. So a decision now for Curt Cignetti. 4th down.
I think they're going to run Radicic out here and attempt another field goal. This is a huge win again for Ohio State. Again, forcing field goals. This is a great red zone defense. Matt Patricia dialing up the schemes. Nice play there on third to force this field goal opportunity.
Radicic, he's been good from 30. This one up and good. (10-6). This holiday season, Fox Sports and Purple Heart Homes are teaming up to provide housing solutions for our nation's aging and disabled veterans through the Hearts for the Holidays campaign. To learn how you can help heal hearts one home at a time, scan the QR code or visit go.fox/Purple Heart Homes. What a game. 10-6. Big Ten championship. The number 1 and number 2 teams in the nation, both undefeated. Ohio State, the reigning national champions. This game is not only for the championship of the Big Ten Conference, but also for the top seed in the college football playoffs. And maybe the Heisman Trophy.
But how about these defenses? Oh, my goodness. Both of these defenses have been outstanding so far tonight. Best 2 defenses in all of America.
Indiana goes on a 14-play, 61-yard drive, eating up 7 minutes and 21 seconds. Indiana and Ohio State have been
the quarterbacks trying to compete for the Heisman Trophy, but it's been these defenses that have been outstanding here so far through the first 2 quarters. But this is a big opportunity for Ohio State. They received the second half kick. After halftime, a chance to double up here if they can get a score.
First down from the 25, far side throw, nice catch. Carnell Tate. And Tatum with the first down. Gain of 11.
Just don't know how you defend these 2 wide receivers. I know Ohio State wants to run the football, as they should, establish the run. But with the accuracy of Sayin and the ability of number 17, Carnell Tate, number 4, Jeremiah Smith, boy, it's tempting, in particular in a scenario like this, winding down towards 2 minutes, to really let these guys eat on the outside.
First down at the 36. Indiana showing blitz. Now they back out of it. Sayin directing traffic. And that'll take us to the 2-minute timeout.
Can't wait for you guys to try this. It is so good. For the recipe online, grab a little seasoning. We're all set.
I think those are done.
I think you need a little bit of patience.
It's on fire.
Okay.
When you want a reliable hot breakfast without a side of family drama, it matters where you stay.
Now they're done.
Book now and save up to 25%. Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Charge ahead, roads are calling.
Hybrid power, snow is falling.
It's electrifying.
What the season can bring. Driving in a Honda Wonderland.
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days, where you can drive in a Honda Wonderland of your own with a great offer on an electrifying new Honda. Hurry into your local Honda dealer and experience the wonder of Happy Honda Days today.
It's just one smile, okay? One smile, and then we can go home, okay? No, that's too much teeth.
Nate, come on.
You gotta look at the camera, honey.
Nate, listen to your mother.
Buddy, look up, okay? No, that's too far up. This isn't working. DeVito, you're in.
Tommy DeVito, backup Nate.
If only there were backups in real life.
Hey guys, follow me on this one.
But at least there's Progressive to protect your home and auto.
See? Now that's a smile. Okay, now everybody look at DeVito on this one.
The Big Ten Championship on Fox is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Home and auto coverage you can count on.
Left to return. 15-7. It's 10-6. Buckeye. You coming up in the State Farm halftime. 17 themselves into the playoff race. Texas Tech, they won their first ever And Alabama's surprising loss really shakes up the playoff conversation. Hey, Gus, do you believe in karma? I do.
My name is Bennett, and I ain't in it. 1st and 10 at the 36 for the Buckeyes. Bo Jackson. And Bo Jackson hit hard. Well, Elijah Hardy has been excellent. Gain of 4, though, for the freshman.
Well, they don't have to move too quickly, but they're taking a lot of time here. 3 timeouts left, chance to double up, get a score. They were able to score late in that game against Michigan in that second half. They'll receive the second half kick, like I said, so a big series here, but taking a lot of time. Now 30 seconds just for that one first down play over the left side.
2nd down and 6 at the 40. Sayin, double clutch. Sayin is sacked. Isaiah Jones. A loss of 2.
I don't know why they're not taking a timeout right here. He's trying to throw a quick screen over the right side. And you can tell he just double clutches because the coverage rolled over in that direction. Now he takes the sack. Now we're inside of a minute. They've got all 3 timeouts in their pocket. Don't know why they didn't take one there. Obviously didn't want to leave too much time if they're unable to convert, if they're forced to pump this one away.
3rd down and 8 at the 38. $40 seconds to go. Sayin. Sideline. Incomplete. And with 32 seconds remaining in the first half, Ohio State will send it off.
Well, I don't know why Indiana didn't take a timeout there with all of that before the 3rd down play. You could tell that Ryan Day was just going to play conservatively there, drain the clock, try to not leave too much for Indiana. I thought Curt Cignetti with 2 in his pocket could have taken one. They could have gotten the ball back with about 55 seconds left.
McGuire from the 24. Brady, the deep man, at the 20.
Charge timeout, Ohio State, their first.
So Ohio State calls timeout. Don't forget, folks, next Saturday, Fox Primetime Hoops returns with a bang. His 3rd-ranked Michigan battles against Maryland in a Big Ten showdown next Saturday at 8 Eastern on Fox.
How about some of those big wins that Michigan basketball team had? My goodness.
Oh, my gosh. I saw a game. They had 74 points in the first half. Unbelievable.
That is
Dusty May.
Well, Indiana will have just under 30 seconds and a couple timeouts. They do not have their long-range kicker, Brendan Franke. He's been injured. Niko Radicic, their kicker, his longest attempt, that was really from 46, so they're going to have to drive this ball a ways under 30 seconds.
McGuire sends it away. Brady. And he has the fair catch inside the 15. 48-yard punt. Indiana, 2 timeouts left. 25 seconds to play in the first half.
Now, here's what they have been able to do, though, this year. If you go back to the Oregon game, they got the ball in a similar situation right before the half against the Ducks on the road, and they were able to drive down quickly and get a late field goal before the half. They also drove the length of the field against Penn State. What they like to do is run seam routes with their interior wide receivers right down the middle and then dropouts on the outside near the sideline.
And they'll hand it off. Hemby. And that should take us to the end of the first half. Your thoughts on what's transpired here, Joel?
Really conservative coaching here in the last 2 minutes. I was ready for some fireworks from both of these guys, but each of them trusting their defense. Their defenses have been outstanding. Ryan Day takes it into the locker room, and Fernando Mendoza and this IU offense is going to have to find a way to convert these red zone possessions into touchdowns.
Don't forget, after the break, join Rob Stone and the boys with the State Farm halftime show right here from Lucas Oil Stadium. Ohio State leading Indiana after the break.
I stand alone with fire inside, with passion burning in my veins.
Your credit score is only part of your financial picture. Count on Intuit Credit Karma to scan the factors credit card companies use and to show you approval odds, so you know where you stand today. Download the app to get started.
This brain is 4% larger than average from watching FS1's daily shows. Colin Cowherd, engineered to activate your logical thinking and decision making. First things first, here it's thought processing. How dare you! And this is the Chaos Zone, triggered by Barstool, where play and instinct live. Weekdays on FS1. No brainer.
Toyotathon is on! Now's the time to get an exciting new Toyota, like Camry.
Wait, what?
RAV4 Hybrid.
Cool.
Tundra, and more.
Whoa.
How'd you do that? Toyotathon magic.
Make your wish for a new Camry come true at Toyotathon. Now lease an all-hybrid Camry for just $299 a month. That's right, just $299 a month.
'Tis the season for Toyotathon.
Toyota, let's go places.
Do you want free internet? Forever? You got it. Really. We mean it. Spectrum is offering free fiber-powered internet forever. Want it? Just call this number and switch 4 mobile lines to Spectrum for a lifetime of internet you never pay for. It's not a trial. It's an unprecedented offer. So we'll say it again. Free fiber-powered internet forever. Have you called yet? Because your internet is forever. But this ad ends now.
What do you think?
Even though they're growing up, they still need your guidance.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it. That's why last year, Instagram launched teen accounts, defaulting all teens into automatic protections for who can contact them and the content they can see. And we'll continue adding new safeguards.
2.
Instagram teen accounts with automatic protections.
Officer! Officer! Could I get your perspective as a man of the law?
You know I'm a mall cop, right?
Let's say I obtain a car for less than you think it cost.
I don't follow.
You see this Hyundai Santa Fe?
Yeah?
Guess how much I paid for it?
Enjoy the new car.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on select Hyundai vehicles. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
Fox 11, the ones to watch.
We welcome you back to Indianapolis and the State Farm College Football Halftime Show. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. 3 field goals and 1 touchdown tonight. Carnell Tate's 9th TD grab late in the first quarter. The difference at the break. Buckeyes up 4, 10-6. Coming up, highlights from the day's impactful championship games, including a scoreline in Atlanta that is going to have Bama fans fearful for their playoff hopes.
What are we doing?
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Squalls are coming! The new SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants menu is now at Burger King. Are you ready?
I'm ready!
A fun new menu featuring SpongeBob's Krabby Whopper.
Look! This treasure's all mine, swashbucklers.
Let your imagination set sail with the new tasty SpongeBob menu at Burger King. The SpongeBob movie, only in theaters December 19th.
Want the fastest working GLP-1? For half the price, Ro now offers FDA-approved weight loss injections cheaper, so you can see weight loss results faster. Lose 20% of your weight with the formula that hits not 1, but 2 hormones for less hunger and faster results. Weight loss, faster. Confidence, higher. Price, cheaper. See if you qualify at ro.co/TV.
Carlo, you're exhausted.
I need to work on my website. I have a calling. There are more miracles to share with the world.
He's a very special kind of boy.
Carlo,
Only you can care for your soul. It's precious.
This holiday season, get Fox Nation for only $2.99 a month. Sign up and start streaming today.
Start and end your day with Fox 11. Weeknights at 11, it's Good Night LA. Marla's got your news nightcap.
I'm so excited to have you here tonight.
30 minutes, hyper-focused on LA, the IE, the OC, and the West Coast. A best of the best, covering the day's biggest local stories before you head to bed.
All eyes, of course, they're on UCLA.
Good Night LA. Weeknights at 11, only on Fox 11, the ones to watch.
What are your dreams?
We live happily ever after.
There's just something holding me back.
You're not the only one being pulled in multiple directions.
Attention families. The decision to extract them is up to you.
I'm not pushing no button.
Please hit that button.
We got fire!
Extracted. Season premiere Monday, January 26th on Fox.
Heisman hopeful Fernando Mendoza's 6th interception of the season. It led to the game's lone touchdown. And that TD, the difference so far, 10-6 Buckeyes. And a low-scoring affair from the Indianapolis here at the Big Ten Championship game as we welcome you back to the State Farm College Football Halftime Show. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. So the Buckeyes now 30 minutes away from their first Big Ten title in 5 years. Glad you're back here with us. Rob Stone, Brady Quinn, Deuce, Mark Ingram II, Matt Leinart, former Buckeye head coach Urban Meyer. Ohio State's defense tops in the nation in points per game allowed with under 8 a game. And that red zone defense has been the difference so far as we take a look, Coach, at our State Farm halftime highlights.
It's really been the difference all year, but you're going to take a look at these 3 drives. Indiana gets inside the 20-yard line. One's a deflected ball. Then you're going to follow up with a sack on the second time inside the red zone. This ended with a missed field goal. And the third, another sack with a made field goal. You will not beat the #1 team in the land kicking field goals. And here's the thing, Brady. Two of the 3 times they made it to the red zone, the first down play is negative yards. You can't have it. Yards are a premium once you get inside the 20-yard line. That's not happening for Indiana's offense.
You know, it's interesting, Coach. We came into this game talking about the quarterbacks, both of them vying for a potential Heisman with their performance, and really the defenses have both stolen the show. And for me, it's Indiana, the way they have played. I mean, outside of the turnover into plus territory where Ohio State was able to take advantage of that, where Sane was able to extend the play, they've held Ohio State to only 128 total yards. You and I were just talking about this. They've done a really good job against Ohio State's rushing attack. They're trying to get things going, but this is a defensive battle. Both these defenses are going to play.
Indiana's offense, they have more total yards than Ohio State, more rushing yards, averaging 4 yards per carry, and then they've dominated the time of possession. What have we talked about all season long with Ohio State? You talked about in the pregame show, hey, if it's a close game in the second half, how do they handle adversity? How does Julian Sane handle adversity? Because Indiana's defense has been lights out. So I'm curious to find out how Ohio State comes out in the second half. This is the closest game, the best team they've played all year.
They haven't converted a third down yet.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that. This game doesn't feel like that because the score. The Indiana defense, man, stepped up in the big way.
For sure. A potential playoff bye for Georgia and a tenuous Alabama hold on a spot in the Final 12 on the line tonight in Atlanta at the SEC Championship game. Bama took the meeting in the regular season against Kirby Smart's Bulldogs. Bulldogs win it.
Former Trojan.
More on that result in a moment. To Arlington, Texas. The Big 12 championship game. BYU Morton 215 and 2 touchdowns.
Great catch.
That part of 30, Texas Tech wins their first Big 12 crown.
Sheesh.
Charlotte, North Carolina, Duke, Virginia in the ACC championship game. Blue Devils, Darian Mensah.
Nice play.
Jeremiah Hasley. Mensah 14-17, 107, touchdown and a pick. Chandler Morris and UVA tie it up in the second quarter. Oh, Jamari Taylor takes that one in. 7s apiece. Nate Shepard going to break a tackle and go 16 yards. Duke with the lead at the half by 7. Oh my goodness, what will that do to the ACC? Here's a look now at the updated list of conference champions. 7 down, still 2 more to go tonight. A Duke victory could mean James Madison gets in, and it looks like we are down to 2 at-large spots with 3 programs trying to state their case.
No labels, no logos involved, just by its own criteria. Head-to-head, Miami beat Notre Dame, right? Common opponents, we did a better job against 3 of the 4 common opponents. Same record, right? Identical metrics. And then again, head-to-head, Miami beat Notre Dame.
The debate and focus has been on Notre Dame and Alabama. And I might not agree with the decision to flip us, but it shows that the debate isn't Notre Dame, BYU, Miami. It's Notre Dame and Alabama. And as I evaluate our team and what we've been able to do the past 10 weeks, I believe we're as complete of a team as and playing as well as anybody in the country.
I think the precedent's been set, and I don't know how you can go into a conference playoff game when you're the #1 seed and did all these things throughout the year, and playing in this game against one of the top teams in the country as well, how that can hurt you and keep you out of the playoff.
Valid points around the horn there. The bracket released tomorrow afternoon. Your Tide going to be in it?
In my opinion, I don't think they're in there. You're number 9, 2 losses. You get a 3rd loss, 28-7. You lose by 21 points. They say you can't be punished for how you play your conference game, but it matters how you play your conference game. If you play well, play close, play tough, then you get the benefit of the doubt of not being punished for that. But if you go into the conference championship game, you're BYU, you lose by 27 points. You're Alabama, you lose by 21 points. You're number 9, you're number 11 on the bubble. Now, with 3 losses, I think that they're out. I think if you're a Notre Dame and you're a Miami fan, everything happened the way you want it to happen today. BYU gets dominated, Alabama gets dominated. In my opinion, I think that opens the door for Notre Dame to get in and both Miami to get in as well.
And to your point, it's the first time in an SEC championship game we've seen a team not score for the first 3 quarters of the game. So it was a very porous performance for Bama, and that's the reality of it. Everyone's trying to make this about Notre Dame versus Miami. I mean, BYU's got something to say about it. We've got people text us right now. Texas, Sark's texting you right now. I'm getting texted by people in Vandy. Everyone's got something to say about this. The reality is it's going to be a tough decision for the committee because they're going to have to set a precedent. They're either going to have to penalize teams for how they perform the conference championship weekend, and that opens the door for teams like Notre Dame, Miami, Vandy, Texas, whoever you want to throw in there, or they're going to have to stay with what they did last year. And that's really what's at stake right now.
The problem is the people in the room. It's just that every week the narrative changes, the criteria changes. You can't penalize a team for getting a conference championship. And SMU didn't get penalized, but SMU was also competitive in that game. They lost 34-31. Yeah, they lost by a field goal. So, listen, expansion, I get all of that, but the system is flawed. And I don't know what the committee is going to do tomorrow. I think Miami might jump Notre Dame. Then does it come down to Alabama or Notre Dame for that final spot?
Notre Dame's playing much better football.
I mean, I know, but you guys, you can't penalize Bama for going to Georgia. It's at Georgia. It's in Atlanta, and you play a great football team. You can't do that.
If you set that precedent,
you're going to hear people again say, why go play in that championship game? Get rid of the committee and have all playing games.
We'll know a lot more tomorrow. Second straight game that Julian Sayin picked off on the Buckeyes' opening drive of the game. Indiana turned it into a field goal, and the Hoosiers are down 4. Second half kick on the backside.
Let's go, boys.
One thing I've noticed about football fans is they all talk like the players can actually hear them.
Proud of you. Looking good. Keep it up.
But when you have Geico Insurance, you'll always be heard. They have top-notch customer service with people who really care.
There you go. That's how you run inside zone.
Anything for you, bud.
Cool. Could you pass the ball?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Just pass the ball.
Yeah, just pass.
Okay.
Pass it.
Dr. Best, actually.
Welcome to Port Went, Dr. Best, actually.
So what's it like being here?
I find that people demanding...
Our new doctor. Start doctoring.
Too chatty.
Doug B.
Irrational.
Do you like it here?
It's not what I said.
Best Medicine, series premiere January 6th on Fox.
Make the most of your season during the Kia Season of New Traditions sales event. Gift yourself some savings and visit your local Kia dealer today. Get 0.9% APR for up to 60 months, plus 1,000 retail bonus cash on specially tagged 2025 Telluride, Sorento, and Sportage vehicles.
Whether riding takes you from A to B or just lets you escape, there's a flow to the road you share. So go with it. Eyes open and always have the Law Tigers by your side. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, visit us at lawtigers.com. Law Tigers, California's motorcycle lawyers.
It's really simple. Tackle the cost of living crisis or get the hell out of the way. Californians are the hardest working people in the country. But the question is, who's getting the benefit of this? I wanted to build a business here. Now it's worth billions of dollars. And I walked away from it because I wanted to give back to California. I've taken on out-of-state corporations that refuse to pay their California taxes. I've taken on the oil companies. I've taken on the tobacco companies. We've raised billions of dollars without charging California a nickel. Every day I was judged by numbers. So let's get down to brass tacks. It's too expensive to live here. The richest people in America think that they earned everything themselves. That's bullshit. We need to get back to basics. Homes you can afford. Cut utility rates by 25% and make California a top 10 education state again. Sacramento politicians are afraid to change up this system. I'm not. They're going to hate this. Bring it on. I'm Tom Steyer, and I'm running for governor.
Make the most of your season during the Kia Season of New Traditions sales event. Gift yourself some savings and visit your local Kia dealer today. Get 0.9% APR for up to 60 months, plus $1,000 retail bonus cash on specially tagged 2025 Telluride, Sorento, and Sportage vehicles.
Catch Fox 11's original content on the free Fox Local app. Download today.
It's time for the Dr. Pepper Tuition Giveaway, where Dr. Pepper awards tuition to deserving students. Let's go down to the field where Jenny Taft will kick it off.
To open today's halftime festivities, Dr. Pepper and the Big Ten are proud to present the Dr. Pepper Tuition Giveaway. In just a moment, our two contestants, Francis from Austin, Texas. We also have Alex from Pittsburgh, will attempt to throw as many footballs as they can into the giant Dr. Pepper cans behind me. You guys ready? Take your positions. Whoever makes the most throws into the giant Dr. Pepper cans wins and will take home $100,000 in tuition, and the runner-up will take home $20,000 in tuition as well. Francis, Alex, are you guys good? Are you ready? We will start on the referee's whistle. Good luck.
Francis and Alex, congratulations. Remember, do not touch the footballs until I blow the whistle, and do not cross the line. Are you ready? On my whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Let's hear it for Francis and Alex. Keep it going, guys. And Francis is our winner. And here to present the tuition check to our winner, Derek Jabrowski, Senior Vice President of Marketing at Dr. Pepper.
All right, well, Francis, on behalf of everyone at Dr. Pepper, I happen to have one of these oversized checks here for you for $100,000 in tuition. Congrats.
Francis, congratulations. How will this money change your life?
This money means everything to me. It'll help me pay for dental school. And I first want to thank everyone at Dr. Pepper. The team has been nothing but amazing. Just without God, all glory to him. Thank you.
Congratulations. Well done. And don't forget, Alex also won today. We'll go home with $20,000 in tuition as well. And since 1990, Dr. Pepper has awarded more than $20 million in tuition to help deserving students chase their dreams. Learn more at drpepper.com. Brought to you by Dr. Pepper, chasing dreams. It's a Pepper thing.
We'll be back for the start of the second half after this short break.
Abbott and the Big Ten. 18 schools, one blood drive competition with a life-saving purpose. We give blood. This season, your one donation helped save up to 3 lives. And together, we saved over 200,000. But we can't stop now because every drop counts. So keep your sleeves rolled up, keep giving blood, Keep saving lives. Big10.org/Abbott.
Amica Insurance is proudly customer-owned. We know what keeps you going, and we work harder to protect it. Visit amica.com today.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I reward full-time fans. Check out this recruit, the Uberstitious. His game day rituals can change the whole game. This full-time fan deserves a Modelo.
For the ride of life.
Hey, I'm making dinner plans for you tonight because you can get half off Domino's pizzas when you order online right now. Oh, and it seems like I figured out your dinner plans for the next few nights too. Oh, don't thank me. Thank Dom.
Good job, Turbo.
I thought I told you time and time again that we won't stop. Back it show by show, I'm trying to triple and double the pot. Look at least 6 feet or show or more from here on now. Hooping at 25 rows, all great exterior whenever it's cloudy. Every day better my go from chasing health and wealth, not clout. Baddies under my belt, I cook like a chef from Mr. J.
Welcome back to the 2025 Big Ten Championship game, sponsored by Discover. And what a game we have going on so far as we prepare for the second half. 10-6, number 1 versus number 2. Gus Johnson along with my QB Joel Klatt. Indiana averages 44 points a game, second in the nation. Ohio State averages 37 points a game, 13th in the nation. It's 10-6.
Yeah, that's right, because they're facing the 1- and 2-ranked defenses in the country. These defenses have been outstanding, haven't they? In particular, when their backs are against the wall in the red zone, that's really been the difference in the game so far. A couple of mistakes by the offenses. Lewis Moore, safety for Indiana, picks it off, but Ohio State held Indiana to a field goal. Then Fernando Mendoza returned the favor, a pick by Davison Igbinosun, but this time Ohio State was able to capitalize, put it in the end zone for that Carnell Tate touchdown. Kalon Black, beautiful run over the left side, set them up in scoring position, but a missed field goal for Indiana, and that's where we stand. You know, it was a big play down the field for Ohio State. Jeremiah Smith, 52 yards. Ohio State had to settle for a field goal. The defenses have been outstanding, and namely, and the guys touched on this at halftime, Indiana's defense on third down has been outstanding. They are 0-4, Ohio State, converting on third down, not one. And Julian Sayin is having some problems right now locating that defense. Now, Tom told us he was dealing with a little bit of a lower extremity. He's got that ankle taped up, but he has not been himself and not been in rhythm so far here tonight.
Lowest scoring half of the season for Indiana. Ennis is the deep man. Quinn Warren will send it away. And Ennis with a solid return. Let's go downstairs to Jenny.
Well, Indiana was fired up coming back out here, Gus. I pulled Coach Signetti aside. I said, short and sweet, Coach, how do you score touchdowns in the second half? In typical Sig fashion, he said, well, we got to score and cross that goal line first. He then got serious. I asked him about Fernando Mendoza. He said he was unaffected by that early hit, but we do have to continue to protect our quarterback. As for Omar Cooper Jr.'s status, he said, I simply don't know. I like what our defense is doing, but we need a huge stop right here.
All right, Jenny, 1st and 10 of the 27 for the Buckeyes. Play fake. Sayin rolls out of the pocket. Dumps it down to his tight end. And this time, it's Kazmarek close to a first. Let's go downstairs to Tom.
Well, talking to Ryan Day coming at it, it's as if he heard Joel Klatt and stressed the importance of the performance in the red area, saying the defense doing well to limit their points, but when the Buckeyes get in that red zone, they need to score. As for the message to his team, he said, we're winning this game. We need to win the first 4 minutes of the second half. We're going to have the ball and go from there. As for Julian Sayin, he said the poise that he's shown hasn't surprised him, and he expects the same in this half.
All right, on 2nd and 1. First down. Jackson with a burst. Bo Jackson. On 2nd and 1, he gains 20. Jackson, 8 carries, 45 yards.
Watch, they're going to pull around, and this is supposed to go to the left side, but Jackson sees the hole over here to the right side, and he's able to just wiggle through and get up onto that second level. Good vision from the young back who's got 6 games of 100 yards. That's the most of any true freshman in the country. He has come on strong here in the back half of the season.
The state of Ohio's top-ranked running back in his class and 4th in the nation. First down and 10 at the 44. Sayin sprints out, sets up, looks, and he get him again. Woo! Mario Landino shot out of a cannon. Loss of 6.
Well, you're going to get pressure over here from this side, and Sayin is trying to get Smith right down the middle of the field, but the coverage in the back end was outstanding. There's Landino. He gets away from Shabola, and he gets the sack, but he's trying to get Jeremiah Smith right down the middle of the field, and you can tell he wants to let it go, but they rolled coverage. It was a really great design by Bryant Haynes, the defensive coordinator. Those are those plays that Ohio State loves to run near the middle of the field. Take the shot down the field to Jeremiah Smith, but Indiana was ready.
4th sack of the game for the Hoosiers. 2nd down and 15. Sayin under pressure again. Whoa! He breaks away and somehow gets rid of it. Unbelievable pressure by Stephen Daly.
How did he get away from that? I have no idea how he got away from that. Now are they saying that he was in the grasp? No way. They're saying that they're going to say the forward progress was stopped? I mean, he's spinning around. How in the world do you call that progress?
So they give him the sack. Stephen Daly. That's a loss of 12 yards. 3rd down and forever. 27.
Boy, you might want to just hand this one off, try to throw a screen, something short. This defense is licking their chops. I don't think the first 3rd down conversion is going to happen here.
Sayin he does drop it off. Donaldson. And a timeout was called by the Hoosiers.
What? On 3rd and 27.
Charge timeout, Indiana, for prior to the snap. Their first 30-second timeout.
Holy cow. Man, wild sequence here the last couple of plays. I want to go back to that forward progress call, though. Mike Pereira is with us, our rules analyst. Mike, ruling forward progress there as he's spinning around in the grass. What did you think about that call, making it this long 3rd down?
Yeah, I think when you have 2 players involved in that, you have one player with the grasp and then another player, you look at that for a player safety thing. But when you watch it, you want to give these athletes time to break away. So, it's a judgment call that he has to make. I'm like you. I wish he wouldn't have shut it down.
I can tell you it was not after the fact. You can see through the ump cam, our head referee, Ron Snodgrass, had his hand up. So he had that call immediately and stuck with it. Just surprised he blew it dead that quickly.
3rd down and 27. Opening series for Ohio State here in the 2nd half. Sayin under pressure again underneath Smith. And they drop him. A yard. Hardy again. It looks like the Indiana defense found a wrinkle during their halftime.
Well, they've been doing this really all night, Gus, which is confusing Sayin. He's not seeing the rotation of that zone defense in the back end. They're trying to get the shot to Smith. He's holding the ball in the pocket. Bryant Haynes, the defensive coordinator for Indiana, has done a masterful job disguising coverages and making Julian Sayin hold the ball.
A beautiful punt by Joe McGuire. 51 yards coming up. Indiana on offense after this.
Superstitions, Matt?
Hi, Carly. It's a good thing Discover makes it easy to be a Big Ten fan.
Totally. I get cash back on my rally cap.
Cash back on my favorite glove.
Cash back on my Lucky Shamrock.
Cash back on my game day chicken wings.
Cash back on my one cleat.
I even earned cash back on my Lucky bobblehead.
You win. Next round's on me.
Earn cash back on every purchase with Discover, the official card of the Big Ten.
The Big Ten Championship on Fox is sponsored by Wendy's new chicken tenders. This is the first Big Ten Championship game between the first and second ranked teams in the country. And the stakes couldn't be higher. The Hoosiers are looking for their first Big Ten title since 1967, their first outright title since 1945. The winner of this game will get honored by CFP royalty, and it looks like Fernando Mendoza and Julian Sayin could be jousting for the Heisman Trophy.
Well, I tell you what Mendoza does, and we've seen it all year long, is he comes up huge in the second half. And I know it's just the third quarter, but how about that drive? Deep down the field to Charlie Becker, a beautiful ball right down the middle of the field, and then just a terrific back shoulder fade route to Elijah Surratt for the touchdown.
And that brings back on Julian Sayin. He was sacked just 6 times on the season coming into tonight. IU has put him down 5 times in this game.
And this is what Indiana does. You think about their big matchups. They faced, at the time, a top 10 team at home, Illinois. They sacked Luke Altmaier 7 times in that game in a rout. They went up to Oregon. Dante Moore has not been pressured all season long. 6 sacks on Dante Moore, and they're doing it again here tonight to Julian Sayin with those 5 sacks you mentioned.
This is the first time Ohio State has trailed in the second half all season. 1st and 10 of the 25. And they'll run it with Bo Jackson. And Jackson dives forward. They give him 7.
Ohio State has just had nothing going. 146 total yards of offense. They haven't been able to run the ball. Jackson's been okay, 9 for 52. But with those sacks, it goes all the way back to 27 yards. Ryan Day got to find something and calm his quarterback down. Julian Sayin not seeing this defense and the disguise of the safeties.
2nd and 3. Jackson trying to set up his blocks, but Indiana not fooled. And that's a loss of 1. Hardy again and again and again.
And again, a 3rd down, which we've seen time and time again this entire game. Indiana and their coordinator, Brian Haynes, the defensive coordinator, dialing up at the skies to confuse Julian Sayin, forcing him to hold the football and allow that rush, the elusive defensive line, to get pressure.
3rd down and 4th at 31. Sayin. And caught for 1st down. That's Brandon Ennis. Got beyond the 1st down marker and picks it up.
Watch how fast these linebackers and the corner close, because Ennis is going to come up here and hook down. And if Sayin is not right on time, this is going to be an incompletion. And again, the timing of this game has been fast for Julian Sayin. Normally, he's got time to throw. He can survey the field, but everything has been sped up. That was their first 3rd down conversion.
1st down at the 36 now. Sayin rolling out on the play fake, dumps it down to his tight end, Max Clare. And Clare with a good route. And a gain of 20 yards.
Hey, this was a really good play fake. Watch right here. You're going to fake this run here and watch him look back to the running back, and that gets the defense and specifically the linebackers to bite all the way to that direction. And as he gets outside of the pocket, Clare is wide open for an easy pitch and catch.
1st down from the 44 now. The handoff. West, nothing doing. Stood up by Tyreek Tucker.
You know, you might be wondering, like, what do they do up front to get all this pressure? Well, watch them twist in here. And it's just difficult, even against the rushing game, to try to stay on those blocks. They're slippery. When you talk with offensive coordinators around the league, they say, man, it's just tough to sustain your block against this Indiana defensive line because of how active they are with those twists and stunts.
2nd and 11. Sayin will throw it. Back shoulder. Jeremiah Smith. First down. Ohio State. Smith picks up 18.
Hey, Gus, if I say to you, like, hey, I'm a quarterback, I'm struggling with my rhythm a little bit, who should I throw to? How about Jeremiah Smith? Right? I mean, great coverage by Pons. It's a really good throw from Sayin. But Smith is just so physical that he goes back, catches that ball into that left shoulder, and is able to get the foot down. Good
6 catches.
Here.
6 catches, 103 yards for Jeremiah. From the 27. Sideline. Claire. And he is dumped. Max Claire, the Purdue transfer, having a terrific season at Ohio State.
That's a nice job from Sayin to actually recognize that blitz. He saw the blitz from the short side of the field, and he immediately got the ball to Claire. So finally, Julian Sayin on this series, he's starting to see it a lot better and calm down in the pocket.
2nd and 2 at the 19. They hand it to Jackson. He almost spurts through, but does pick up a first down. A 5-yard run.
Let's go to the ump cam and watch how close this one was from breaking to the end zone. He's got the crease right here, and you can see Hardy just reaching back and just getting enough. Look at him, that right arm, and he just gets enough of the left leg to trip up the young Bo Jackson and force him to the turf.
Ohio State answering Indiana's touchdown. 1st and 10 now at the IU 14. Play fake. Sayin underneath. Caught. And it's Kazmarek this time. So now he's using his tight ends. We saw Julian Sayin do this in the Rutgers game. When Tate and Jeremiah Smith were out, he really went to his tight end game.
Well, and see what they've done. They've given up to 5 sacks. Their first series of the second half, Gus, it didn't go well. So what have they done on this series? They've got him on the move. It's called changing the launch point for the quarterback. They've got him on the move. He's starting to see it a little bit better. And when you're on the move outside of the pocket, those tight ends become great weapons.
He's 5 for 5 on this drive. 2nd and 3. Straight ahead. Bojack. They give him 2.
Well, the red zone has been the story of this game. Both sides. Ohio State, 3 possessions in the red zone. Had to settle for 1 field goal. They did punch it in. But here a massive 3rd down for Ryan Day and these Buckeyes.
3rd down and 1. At the 5. 11th play of the drive that started at the Ohio State 25. Sayin sprints out, looks, Sayin, incomplete. Great coverage. Pons on Jeremiah Smith, and now it's 4th and 1.
Pons is so good in recognition. Again, he's got a tight split. That means how far he is away from that tight end. And so Pons knows he's going to try to get outside. He plays him very physical, giving up 50 pounds. Aiden Fisher, number 4. D'Angelo Pons saying, no, no. But the Buckeyes will stay on the field. Offense, 4th and 1. Here we go.
4th down and 1 at the 5. Quarterback sneak, and it looks like the Buckeyes have it.
This is a heck of a surge from the right guard. He's really the one that provides the block. Right there, number 58, that's Gabe Van Sickle. He's been rotating in here the second half of the season. And Sayin is able to just stay up above the turf. You can see that and get that yard and move the chains.
1st down and goal from the 3. feel was the runner made the line to gain. The play's under further review.
Now, you could see in that replay that we gave that Julian's knee, he's got tape on his knee. And you could see that his knee was down. We're going to take a quick break here. They will review it. Ohio State down by 3.
And Doug.
There it is, Limu, the 50-yard line. Soon we'll be telling the whole stadium how Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance to save people hundreds. Whoa. Looks like we're walking. We'll get them at halftime. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. It's for you. Do you like it? Come on, Charlie. Use your new door. Come on, let's go. I said go. Let's go. Silly dog. I'm going to trade you for a cat. Red Bull gives you wings.
The new Red Bull Winter Edition with the taste of Fuji apple and ginger. Wings for your winter, with and without sugar.
Sunday on Fox. Joe Burrow and the Bengals take on Josh Allen and the Bills. Then Caleb Williams leads the Bears. Touchdown! Against Jordan Love and the Packers. It's a huge doubleheader Sunday on Fox. Check for the games in your area.
Huge turn of events here.
There's Julian Sayen's knee. It's down. You can see his helmet right here, which means the ball is somewhere behind this pile of players, and he needed to get all the way to the 4-yard line. You can see he was short, and the ball doesn't get there until the end of the shot. They pieced them together, and Ohio State was turned away on review. 4th down stop for Indiana. Offense back on the field for Curt Cignetti.
First down and 10 at the 5 now for Indiana. Black from 5 yards deep in his own end zone. And he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Man,
no gain.
Caden McDonald is just, he is so good. For a big man to have the power that he does, he's also got the quickness to evade the block, and then get into the backfield for the stop. Man, he is tremendous. That's why he is rocketed up draft boards. He's almost certainly going to be a first-round draft pick, and he was the Big Ten's Defensive Lineman of the Year.
Second down and 10 at the 5. Surratt in motion. Mendoza underneath. Looks like he's got a first down. Yes, he does. E.J. Williams Jr., who's been battling injury, gains 12. And that should take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. How about this, folks? 1 versus 2. Big Ten championship on the line. Top seed in the college football playoffs. Heisman Trophy. 3-point game. Heading into the 4th. Back to Naptown right after this.
Your sausage tastes like home and minutes, specifically the Eckrich home.
Is that the original Eckrich smoked sausage? Have you tried the turkey rope? Beef ropes, andouille, jalapeno cheddar, a little smoky.
Eckrich, the sausage that takes you home.
Every day, we are here. In the medicine that keeps your family healthy. In the food on your table. In the discoveries that drive the nation and economy forward. We've always been here. In the solutions shaping a better future across the country in every corner of life. Researching, teaching, solving, innovating. On campus, in your community. Every day, we are here.
Fox Primetime Hoops. Your Saturday night starts here. 3rd-ranked Michigan and rising star Yaxel Lendeborg are making their move in the Big Ten. Hello! But young gun Miles Rice has eyes on taking Maryland all the way. Michigan versus Maryland, next Saturday, 8 Eastern on Fox Primetime Hoops.
Toyotathon is on. Discover holiday magic with a new Toyota. Take a 4Runner skiing.
Wow.
Sick.
Pick out the perfect tree with a Tacoma.
Bingo.
Or find the best sledding spot with a Grand Highlander. Whoa. 'Tis the season for Toyotathon. Oh, Santa got my letter.
Create your own holiday magic with a new RAV4. Now lease an adventurous RAV4 for just $299 a month. That's right, just $299 a month.
Toyotathon is on.
Everyone's gearing up for the holidays. The best friend.
So happy together.
And the first timer. The neighborhood hero. And the out-of-towners. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
It's Chevy Red Tag. Now well-qualified buyers can get 0% financing on all 2026 Silverado 1500 models. Plus, Costco Executive members can get a 1215 members-only incentive.
Extend the morning fun with GTLA Plus. Weekdays at 11 on Fox 11 Plus.
And welcome back to the 2025 Big Ten Championship game, sponsored by Discover. Start of the fourth quarter, folks. We wouldn't want it any other way. 3-point game. IU on top of Ohio State for the Big Ten Championship, for the top seed in the college football playoffs, and maybe for the Heisman Trophy. First down and 10 to the 17. Black. Ohio State ready. No gain.
Gus, you prepare for a game where you think the two best teams in the sport are going to clash, and you just hope it lives up to it. This has been an absolute heavyweight fight. These defenses, plays being made, quarterbacks being battered. This has been absolutely outstanding.
Defense. Second and 10. Play action. Mendoza. Over the middle. Caught. He threw a dime. Charlie B. Charlie Becker, another grab. This time for 16.
I tell you, Ohio State is screaming for a hold here. Watch Kenyatta Jackson, number 97. He's going to have a little bit of pressure over here on the left side, then he's just dragged down. No idea how a flag doesn't come out, but Mendoza does a great job of staying patient outside of the pocket, and Becker just slid to an open area, gave the numbers to his quarterback for a completion.
Becker, 4 catches, 86 yards. First down at the 32. They'll run it left with Black. Kaylon Black stopped by Caleb Downs. A 4-yard jaunt.
I'll tell you what, they just continue to pound away with this run game. They haven't had a ton of success. Only about 3.8 yards per carry, but now over 100 yards. Only the second team to now go over the century mark against this Ohio State team. And you can tell these Buckeye faithful, they are getting nervous right now.
Second down and 6 at the 36. Mendoza, sideline, caught. Guess who? Charlie Becker. Charlie B having a game, having a day. 7 yards.
One of the things I love about this IU offense is they will just take what the defense gives. Corner is way off. Jermaine Matthews giving a lot of space to Charlie Becker there, who, remember, on the last series hurt him on that deep ball down the field. And Matthews just giving up that completion, and they'll take it. And they're patient enough, efficient enough to do it.
First down and 10 to the 43-yard line now. And they'll hand it to Hemby. Roman Hemby. 3-yard gain. Caden McDonald, the big man, in on the play.
I mean, think of this drive so far. This has already been a successful drive because they've changed the field position. This started inside of their own 5-yard line, now near midfield. So a really successful offensive possession here, but now trying to capitalize and try to get points.
Second down and 7 at the 47. They stay on the ground with Hemby. Not a lot And that'll bring up a big-time 3rd down and 5. Big play for Ohio State. Indiana eating up a lot of clock. Indiana went to the college football playoffs last year in Kurt Cignetti's first season, but they lost to Ohio State during the regular year on the road. They lost to Notre Dame on the road in the playoffs. They felt that they couldn't prove to themselves that they were the caliber of team of an Ohio State. Here's their second chance. Mendoza rolling, and he gets rid of it. Great defense by the Buckeyes. Sonny Styles, Arvell Reese with pressure.
Well, it's great coverage in the back end, but watch Arvell Reese. He starts all the way over here, and he's the one that's finally going to get the pressure on Mendoza. Watch him close. Lightning fast. This guy is huge and fast. 6'4", 243 pounds, and he closes on Mendoza, who has no choice but to throw that ball away.
And he runs a 4.5. Mitch McCarthy sends it away. Ennis has it at the 7, and he's gobbled up quickly. Well done on special teams, Isaiah Jones. Ohio State will be backed up deep, trailing by 3.
Dana's kettlebell workout has taken a strange turn. Rex can't help, but he can talk.
Weird, huh?
This is wonderful news. It means she's sleeping deeply enough to dream, thanks to her Inspire implant. And Bill's sleeping better, too. If CPAP doesn't work for you, check out Inspire Therapy, a proven sleep apnea treatment. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Learn more and view safety info at inspiresleep.com.
There has never been a worse time.
Our story continues on the Mount Crumpet Cliffs with an express delivery of Walmart's last-minute gifts.
Order up! Enjoy your macchiato!
Express delivery in as fast as an hour.
Who knew?
Trend alert!
Oh.
Bingo!
Thank you.
Wait! Did I close the garage?
The Apple A19 Pro chip is vapor-cooled because when you run cool, you can push your limits and juggle over 35 trillion complex tasks a second. Imagine if we were that powerful.
Our Pacific Life game summary is sponsored by Pacific Life. Building confident futures for nearly 160 years. Boy, this Hoosier defense has been absolutely devastating. 5 sacks on Julian Sayin allowed their offense to get its rhythm. Elijah Surratt here in the second half, 17 yards out. They're able to get in the end zone, and a big 4th down stop for that defense on the quarterback sneak. First 12 games, Ohio State did not trail in the second half. Tonight, they've already spent 12 minutes and 17 seconds behind. These are the first snaps in Julian Sayin's career, trailing in the 4th quarter.
First down and 10 at the 10-yard line. Jackson with a hole. And he'll pick up 5. Let's go downstairs and check in with Tom.
Gus, during that last Buckeye defensive series, the first time all game, Julian Sayin was up off the bench. He was exhorting his offensive linemen, talking to his group of receivers and running backs, trying to make contact with every one of these offensive starters to encourage them. Ryan Day has said all season long, this is a business-like approach. This is the greatest challenge to the Buckeyes' composure at this point. See how they respond.
All right, 2nd and 6 at the 14. Jackson again. Bo Jackson. Gains 10 on 2nd and 6, first down, Ohio State.
Yeah,
He almost popped that.
I was just going to say, how many times in the second half have we seen Bo Jackson so close to breaking it? And now look at the company he's joined at Ohio State. True freshman running backs with 1,000+ yards in their season. Robert Smith, Maurice Clarett, J.K. Dobbins, all-day J.K., and Travion Henderson. That's quite a list to put your name on.
First down and 10 of the 24. Isaiah Weston now. Saying. Underneath his tight end, Kazmarek. And he'll give him 4.
I tell you, this Indiana defense, they are so good in the second level and the third level. The linebackers and the secondary, understanding the schemes that you want to run, the formations that you want to run them out of. They tried to just run a little wheel route, Gus, like slide Carnell Tate on the far side of the field. But Bryant Haynes understands these formations, and they were ready for it. And Sayin had to check the ball down to his tight end.
Second down and 6 at the 28. West, second man through. Stephen Daly, first man to him. Only a 1-yard pickup.
You can't expect too many more possessions. You know, the way this game is going.
This is a huge third down and 5.
A massive third down. And you know you're going to get some sort of simulated pressure, zone pressure from Indiana. The twists up front. This offensive line has got to be great here because you know this pressure is coming after Julian Sayin.
Jeremiah Smith, number 4, top of your screen. Tate, 17, bottom. He looks Jeremiah's way. Now over the middle, caught. Beautiful decision by Julian Sayin. C.J. Donaldson snuck his way out of the backfield and picked up the first.
They're trying to get a hook here to Jeremiah Smith, but watch the coverage. It's basically triple covered. So Sayin's got to work back left. Tate's triple covered. So he dumps it down to his back, C.J. Donaldson. That's a nice job by that offensive line, giving him time to work through his progression, get to the check down, and Donaldson is able to move the chains.
Clock keeps ticking. Sayin. Smith in space, and Smith bottled up and taken down. Fisher in on the tackle, along with Boykin. They lose 5.
You know, as Smith goes across this formation, watch number 4, Aiden Fisher. He's outside before you can even get the wide receiver outside. His recognition of plays is outstanding. That's why they call him the brain of the defense. Hitting that head right there, Aiden Fisher playing a hell of a game.
Second down and 15 at the 32. Sayin. Over the middle again, Jackson. And Isaiah Jones. First man to him. They give him 7. So that brings up 3rd and 8. Another big third down for both teams.
Oh my goodness, as it ticks under 6.5 minutes. These are massive snaps.
Can Indiana get off the field? Can Ohio State keep the chains moving? Down by 3. Big Ten championship. Sayin, here they come. Ohio State picks it up. Sayin out of the pocket. On the move. Oh, what a catch. Carnell Tate. First down, Buckeyes.
Well, as he leaves the pocket, he's going to come this direction outside of the right. Good protection initially. And a nice job by the right tackle, Philip Daniels, mashing down that rush on the right side, and then Tate just moves with his quarterback. He's able to get that left foot down. That is a massive conversion here for Ohio State late in the 4th quarter.
That's a gain of 20. First down and 10 at the 41. For the Buckeyes, 13-10. Sayin with the handoff. Jackson. And he'll plow his way through.
Tell you, Bryant Haynes, the defensive coordinator, he is not sitting back. They have been aggressive. That time he came with the corner blitz off of the right side of the offense with D'Angelo Pons. Pons was the one that's able to just hit that foot of Bo Jackson and trip him up for only 2 yards. Brian Haynes has been a masterclass tonight in the way that he has mixed up defense and made this difficult on Ohio State and their quarterback.
Almost a 6-minute drive for the Buckeyes. 2nd down and 8. Play fake. Saying in trouble. And he'll get rid of it. Daly with pressure again.
You know, they keep trying to get the ball down the field. And these safeties are playing so deep. But the key to this is that there's not any intermediate zones open because the linebackers are also getting depth. This has been a good job by Indiana, but here on a 3rd down, what we've seen Ohio State be able to do is 1, protect the passer, 2, get to the checkdowns or the scramble. Now they'll go with an empty backfield here. Nope, Bo Jackson back in the backfield.
This is the third and long on this drive. 3rd and 8. Here comes the blitz. They get it away. Oh, Ennis wants to throw it. The other side, Jackson. And he's close to a 1st down, but a flag. Talk about a rabbit out of the hat.
I think they're going to get, I know this will sound weird, but a low block on the defense. That's what I think they're going to call here.
Illegal low block, defense number 6. 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Mikhail Kamara, as he's trying to defend, once you're out here on the edge, you can't do this to an offensive lineman. Watch, he just goes after the legs immediately. That was the right tackle, Philip Daniels, and the flags came out immediately. So what looked like a 3rd down stop, 4th and 1, is now an automatic 1st down. Ohio State clearly in field goal range and inside the red zone.
4:30 and counting. 1st down and 10 at the Indiana 18. Jackson. Bo Jackson. Determination. He'll get to the 10.
He looked like a little bowling ball on that play, didn't he? Spinning around, and we have seen him. Look at Curt Cignetti. He is screaming for a hold. Both of these coaches have been screaming for a hold. But I'll be honest, they haven't called him on either team here. Ryan Day has been asking for the hold as well. They're letting him play inside. Jackson with a nice physical run.
2nd down and 2 at the 10-yard line.
Got single coverage out here to Smith.
Jackson the pistol. They give it to him. And he's close to the 1st. Maybe a yard short.
Yeah, they are going to mark him short there.
But unbelievable how this Ohio State offense has been able to dominate the football. This drive, over 7 minutes. Close to 8. It started at the 10. Julian Sayin orchestrating. Play fake. Sayin rolls, looks, and complete. What a defensive play. This time by Hardy. And he's been a ball hawk.
Well, they're trying to get the running back out here, Bo Jackson. Watch Bo Jackson out of the backfield, and that was a nice job picking him up. That's Caden Turner, number 14, and Hardy up the backside. That was unbelievable coverage. The transfer from Navy goes up and over, blocks that away from Bennett Christian, and Ohio State has to settle for a field goal.
So Fielding comes in to attempt a 27-yarder. Good from 30 yards already today. No good! He missed it! Indiana
toppings on original, thin, or New York style crust. All $9.99. Usually a pizza with no artificial flavors, colors, or additives costs more. But Papa John's knows you deserve better. Order now.
If holiday shopping feels like this. Grab the holidays by the Bows at Gift Duluth. Online and in store.
I stand alone with fire inside. With passion burning in my veins.
Are we ready for this party?
Guests are on their way, and food and drinks were just delivered.
Now, what about the music? It's got to be my new one, right? Play it.
I'm a bad man. I'm a masked man.
I'm not sure this is right for your niece's party. She's turning 5.
I'm a red flag.
Oh, I get you.
And Wayne?
Yeah?
Should we cancel the dancers?
Let's reschedule the dancers.
What day would work for you?
Just not today. Alexa, you're good.
The Big Ten Championship on Fox is sponsored by Pacific Life, building confident futures for nearly 160 years. Fox College Hoops Friday delivers a huge SEC Big East matchup. Next week is Texas battles Solo Ball and 5th-ranked UConn. It all begins Friday night at 8 Eastern on Fox. What a game tonight, folks, in the Big Ten Championship. 13-10, the score remains. Jaden Fielding misses the field goal. Now the Hoosiers with the ball at their own 20. Ohio State's got to get it back. 2:48 remaining. Ohio State with 3 timeouts. Black slashing. A gain of 5.
Well, in these types of series, timeout.
Timeout, Ohio State.
We're here for our convertible.
How about an SUV?
Want to get out of here?
Hier ist das Schiebedach.
Und hier ist die Sonnencreme.
Okay, let's move on.
Where are those trucks?
We're right here.
Whatever it is, we're here for it. Yep, still here. So, are you a holiday person? Who did you get? You've got the large one in functions. Maybe we need to.
With you.
Oh, thanks. Owen, thank you.
Recruiter, and I reward full-time fans. This full-time fan deserves a Modelo.
Hilton brings you new ways to stay, no matter where your team takes you.
Nice. Oh. Ready for game day?
Absolutely. Book your game day stay.
Hilton for the stay.
It's Fox College Hoops Friday, and one of the best in the nation is in prime time. Solo Ball leads 5th-ranked UConn against Texas. Fox College Hoops Friday tips off at 8 Eastern.
Welcome back to the Big Ten Championship game. 2 minutes and 44 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. Indiana leads Ohio State 13-10. facing a 2nd down and 5 at their own 25-yard line. And it's Black. A loss of one. Looks like Mendoza may have thought about pulling that ball out. And to say that this series is lopsided would be an understatement. After all, Indiana has the 2nd most losses in FBS history, while Ohio State has the best winning percentage. The Hoosiers have lost to the Buckeyes 81 times, the most against any team, and Ohio State has won 30 straight. That's the longest win streak versus an opponent in Big Ten history.
You know who doesn't care about that?
Curt Cignetti.
You know, he said to us, when I came here to IU, I had to change the way people think about this football program, and he has done that in a short time. I tell you, I've never seen a turnaround like this, and this man deserves so much credit. One of the best coaches in America. He's been winning at every level, every single year that he's been a head coach.
Conference Coach of the Year 5 times in 4 different conferences, including back-to-back Coach of the Year awards in the Big Ten. Big play here. 3rd and 6 at the 24. Mendoza. Charlie B. from Nashville, Tennessee. 32 yards.
This is an incredible throw, but watch Becker's release against Jermaine Matthews. He gets outside, and then he is able to put him right on his back hip, and the ball is out in front. Becker is so good down the field. He has been outstanding this 2nd half of the year. Great against Penn State. Huge catches down the stretch, and Fernando Mendoza, thus maybe another Heisman moment.
33 yards, 13 to 10. 2-minute timeout. Indiana can smell the
rumors of what's next for Trinidad Chambliss are circling.
The internet's going crazy, bro. Are you really going to transfer?
You want to win? You go with the best. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. I'd love to transfer to AT&T.
You had me going for a minute.
What did you think I was talking about?
The AT&T Transfer Portal. Join the winning team and get up to $800 per line by switching to America's fastest, most reliable network.
The new SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants menu just dropped at Burger King. Dive into 4 delicious treasures while you still can.
Hey, where'd my Krabby Whopper go?
The SpongeBob movie, only it's...
Is that an iPhone 17?
Switch to T-Mobile in just 15 minutes.
You get a new iPhone 17 on them with its awesome camera, and they'll even deliver it the same day.
Switch to T-Mobile in just 15 minutes. Get a new iPhone 17 on us with same-day delivery.
Why am I wearing a tutu?
Who is Cam Ward?
And why do we not know about him?
He invested everything he had.
It's been written for me. I live by it every day.
.110 remaining in the 4th. Indiana up by 3. 3rd down and 7 for the Hoosiers. At the Ohio State 40-yard line. Can Julian Sayin get another shot at it?
You know, Gus, this is one of those opportunities that if you wanted to get a big play fake, a quarterback keeper, a zone read, you know, this is one of those chances that Mendoza could take himself.
3rd down and 7. Surratt in motion. They stay on the ground with Black. And the clock continues to run.
Well, we talked about the red zone was going to be the difference in the game, and it certainly has been here in the 4th quarter. Ohio State in the 2nd half, 2 deep red zone possessions. One, they go for it on 4th, can't get it after review. Then they settle for a field goal on 4th and 1. 4 possessions in the red zone, only 1 touchdown, 1 of 2 on field goals. And of course, Jaden Fielding missed those giant kicks against Michigan last year. They lose that ball game by 3. Sayin in the offense just unable to convert on those red zone possessions. Give a lot of credit to that Indiana defense and Curt Cignetti. And now, after this punt, you're looking at about, 18, 19 seconds that Ohio State will have.
With no timeouts.
Try to get down the field. I think about those short yardage situations for Ohio State. And they've struggled with that. They struggled last week against Michigan. They struggled here tonight. Not going for it on fourth down and trying to kick the field goal. They failed on the fourth down in the QB sneak. Remember last year, late in the season, Gus, one of the things that they were great at was short yardage conversion. And the reason was because they had a big, athletic, running quarterback in Will Howard. They don't have that this year. It's a drop-back style game with Julian Sayin. That puts a lot of pressure on the offensive line in the run game, and they've been unable to convert those situations. And now find themselves down 3. But really the praise needs to go to the Indiana side. Like, that defense has been unbelievable tonight.
Mitch McCarthy will punt it away from the 47. Ennis is deep. End over end. And Ennis has it at the 13. So, with 18 seconds left and no timeouts, trailing by 3. Ohio State comes back on the field. This Indiana defense today has been excellent. But remember, the Buckeyes still have Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith.
Even though Fielding missed that short kick, in warm-ups he had distance from about 59-60. They would need to get the ball to about the 42-41 yard line. They got a lot of distance to make up.
So they need about 50 yards. Smith in motion. Sayin moves around, dumps it down, and out of bounds goes Donaldson. With 13 seconds to play.
Well, now these DBs for Indiana, you just have got to be deeper than the deepest. No one can get behind you. And if you're Julian Sayin, I think you're going to have to take a chance. Probably down the seam, because it's heavy outside leverage for these defensive backs, trying to keep them away from the sideline, in particular deep down the field.
There you see the prevent. Only 3 pass rushers. Sayin steps up, winds up. And incomplete. 2 seconds to go.
Brandon Ennis was trying to dive for this one late, but you can see clearly hits the ground. And Indiana Hoosiers, they can smell it now.
2 seconds away from their first outright Big Ten championship since 1945. Curt Cignetti, only his 2nd year. Sayin lets it go. And it is caught, but not enough. Curt Cignetti does it in 2 years. The Indiana Hoosiers are champions of the Big Ten. Let's go downstairs to Jenny.
Fernando, congratulations. Indiana, the Big Ten champs. How does that sound?
It sounds so beautiful. I want to give all the glory to God. We were never supposed to be in this position, but by the glory of God, the great coaches, great teammates, everyone we have around us, we were able to pull this off. Whoever thought the Hoosiers would be here, but now the